Welcome back to Mik'd Up. Today is Wednesday, April 20th. Happy 420 day, boys. You're happy with the way I introed the show.
It was, especially on 420. It's a lot of energy.
Intro. Look, I'm
big sativa guy.
I am sober. I have not partaked in the 420. You're watching Mik'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive. Lloyd is in his sweaty F45 shirt that he was graciously given as a sponsorship.
Got to make the sponsors happy.
We are watching Lloyd
change his
progress.
Did you go this morning?
His body. He did go this morning.
I did go this morning.
He did.
The Lloyd Courtney promise hits for once.
It was a tough one.
That's
He
right.
almost threw up, he said. I think I just made that up.
No, it was yesterday. I almost shit my pants.
Yesterday I almost shit
Wow,
your
what
pants.
happened?
I don't know what the workout was hard, but
It's tough. Wednesdays are hard. Wednesdays are tough. Wednesdays all cardio.
The sweat hit me, and I was like, I'm not even sweating from the workout.
Like
I'm
me and
sweating from
Noah
my
sweat?
insides. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Dude, my allergies are on fire this morning, so I was struggling because I couldn't breathe out my nose. I played some golf yesterday. I was in the woods a couple times. I had to go in there and find the ball, and I really felt, I could feel it. I was like, man, my eyes are itchy. My nose is stopped up. My throat is itchy, and I don't like this. I didn't sleep very well. I woke up and I had to go work out, and I'm breathing through my mouth like a mouth breather, which I hate.
You should have done the Renato trick where you hold water in your mouth.
I would have died. I couldn't breathe out my nose.
No
still
show.
can't. I can still barely breathe out my nose, but we're here. We made it through. Good workout. Get the endorphins pumping through your blood.
You do feel better when you knock it out in the morning.
Yeah, it is. And this morning I had to wake up. I was like, gotta get up. Gotta go. Wednesdays, I don't usually go to Wednesdays. I had to go to Wednesday today. I went there. Feel better. We've got a great show for you today. No guest as of now. I have some text messages out to the boys. I have some guys, some baseball guys out. Text out to some LSU guys waiting to hear back. If not, you are going to be hanging out with me and Floyd and Stewie and Jack and Jacob. We got a new addition to the squad. We're all here. We're talking sports. LSU wins the midweek game.
Jacob partook. Jesus. This guy.
Jacob times two.
The last Wally Pontiff Classic is won by LSU. LSU UL game. We're going to get into that. The Pels, even the series on the road in Phoenix. Brandon Ingram is a baller. We're going to get into that. That's a huge road win to go out there and steal a game from the Suns, which nobody really expected that to happen. They kind of, hammies. The hammy. It's the game. It's the hammy series now. This is gonna be great. That's a great Booker going out with the hamstring injury was a huge blow to the Suns and a huge gift to the Pelicans because Devin Booker was
nuclear
unconscious in the first half. 31 points at halftime. Unbelievable. Get a little bit more into that. Talk about it. Jarvis Landry is in New Orleans. He's back in his hometown visiting, or home state. He's really from Lutcher, but visiting the Saints.
Shout out Kerry.
We had a little conversation before if he actually is going to sign here. Will we want him to sign here? Of course we want him to sign here. I would love for Jarvis to come back. He's one of my all-time favorite people that I've met. I consider him a friend. I am fired up for him. His energy, his leadership, his passion, all of that would go perfectly with what New Orleans brings. Kind of brings that defensive energy to the offensive side of the ball. Mix him with Michael Thomas, the deep receiver draft that we have, maybe some other free agents that they're going to go. We're going to get into that, talk a little bit about the draft coming up next week with the Saints, who we want to see the Saints draft, who we don't want to see the Saints draft, what we think they're going to do. NBA playoffs are absolutely electric outside of the Pelicans. MLB and NBA playoffs are electric. I say MLB because nobody really those are the two longest seasons as far as games played, right? And NBA plays 82 games, baseball plays 162. And it's hard to watch and keep up and be entertained through entire season because it's so long. But you get to the playoffs, you see why it kind of brings you back, right? It kind of makes you fall in love with the sport because of how electric both postseasons are. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, more about the Pels than anything. LSU football adds a huge transfer. Cornerback room has been light, has been scarce.
Scarce.
Is it scarce?
You like scarcity?
Scarcity, yeah.
Scarce.
Famine going on.
See, I'm trying.
That's good.
I'm trying to expand my vocabulary.
I
but
keep trying to add word a day to the show, and you don't want to do it.
You didn't say that.
I just thought of it.
Okay, so you're not trying. I've been trying to do this. I just thought of it right now. So, okay, word of the day by you, Floyd.
Onomatopoeia.
No, that's not. You can't just go to that
Scarcity.
Scarcity.
Scarcity. What's the definition? Give me a synonym. Use it in a sentence.
Oh,
Word of
scarcity
origin.
is something that is, like you said, scarce. It's something that you don't have a lot of. Like LSU did not have defensive backs.
There we go.
So-
Sevyn Banks is now in there. Adds to the cornerback room. He was a starter at Ohio State for 2 years. He had some good moments. He was a preseason third-team All-American going into the season last year. Well, you don't like that?
Well, I mean, how many teams are we going for here?
History.
Third team All-American? Is he first team All-Conference then?
In 2020 he was. Or
There we
second
go.
team All-Conference, I think, in 2020. But it adds to, it gives us another
Peace.
player that we needed. Part of the defense, we are starting. I feel like we're deeper on the safety position than we are in the cornerback position. We're light in the cornerback room. They are going to fill out the roster, and I wouldn't be surprised if you saw another cornerback transfer in. They have I think 3 or 4 more scholarships. 3 more
You
scholarships.
got to spend one on the tight end though.
Tight
Yeah.
end and offensive line. Probably.
They need another offensive lineman.
They'll add another one. Just because.
You
Like,
think?
you
Never have
can't. You
enough.
can never have enough offensive.
Right,
line.
I get that, but
And,
like,
it's just. the
but
depth
as
of
far
the-
as pure needs, I feel like you probably need another D back over. I mean, maybe I don't know who they're going. To me, in my mind, they already have who they're going after. In my mind, they already have the guys that they're going to transfer in that they know that are coming in.
You really have to wait for spring ball to finish up.
Right.
and you get
I
those
think
guys.
they know, like, hey, after this, these are the guys that we have coming in. It's gonna be interesting to see who comes in,
And who leaves?
and who leaves,
Leaves,
because
yeah.
there are gonna be some more departures.
I mean, you didn't expect Corey Kiner to leave, so there's going to be another.
Right.
Kiner
And
like
obviously,
that
he
who
went back to
leaves.
Cincinnati. It was like
I know. I'm just
back
saying
on-
you're
yeah.
going to have guys like that.
Right, for sure. I think the surprise of the camp, I wasn't going to really start off with football, but we're in the middle of a conversation. The surprise of the camp has been Nussmeier. We talked about a little bit about that before the show, is they say he looks awesome. They say he looks like, he's kind of taking the next step. He's trying to make his name relevant in the starting quarterback conversation outside of just Miles Brennan and Jaden Daniels. And poor Miles Brennan, man. Poor dude. I've heard some from inside sources of the team, and guys who've seen it and guys who've been around. They say Jaden Daniels looks awesome, and you hear all these reports on Nussmeier, how good he's been looking. You're not hearing many reports on Miles Brennan, and look,
Every
he had
highlight I
the
see,
deep
he's throwing
ball.
bombs.
He had the deep ball. Listen to me. As a former high school quarterback, the drop to take the drop and throw the ball down the sideline, it's not that hard. Like, there's really not much timing. You hit your drop, you see the guy, if he's even, he's leaving, you throw it up there, let him go get it, and it's kind of a one-on-one deal, right? To me, it's the stick throws, it's the understanding how to throw guys in and out of windows. That is like the next move. Look, that was a great throw. Good for you. I'm glad that he got the deep ball, but you're not really seeing much, you're not hearing much on him.
He's a big celebrate the deep ball too. Remember last year
Back-to-back years.
he did the throat slash during the spring game when he thought he was saying, I'm taking this fucking job. And then he falls over his own feet. Unfortunately, who knows what happened there.
He didn't fall. I think his flip-flop got stuck.
In the dock.
in
You know how
the
there's.
dock.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
wasn't in four-wheel drive on the
Fish
Crocs.
responsibly, boys.
Yes.
Yes,
Fisher-
if you're going fishing, fish responsibly. You can't have. You need designated drivers. You need designated, I guess, walkers.
He shouldn't be
Crocs.
carrying his own shit, right? Like he should. Somebody else get by stuff. He had his hands full. That's why he couldn't brace himself.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
He had a hands full of what? His
Like fishing
His
equipment.
rod and
his
reel.
stuff, his rod and reel. That's tough. That is a tough. Like I said, we've talked. When that happened, that is a baseball spring training injury.
It's a Sosa sneeze.
Like baseball. When spring training happens in baseball, you get all these weird injuries. This guy blew his back out sneezing, or this guy messes UCL up playing Guitar Hero one year, or guy.
Oh, that's what he called it?
Guy's walking down the stairs with his baby and he slips or does something and he hurts his knee. And it's like, well,
Trevor Bauer playing with toys.
That was in the playoffs.
I was in the playoffs, coach.
Tidy box.
The drone.
Oof.
Pitching with the bloody finger dripping down his ace. The aces cannot pitch in the postseason. The
You
biggest
wanna get
moment
out
of
of
his
the game.
career at the time. You can't pitch because you slice your finger on a drone. But, hey, to each their own, bro. He's quirky. He does his own thing.
That's for sure.
He's
Jeez.
punching people in buttholes. He still has a leave of absence from MLB. I think he's still getting paid during his leave of absence though.
Is there any better gig in the world?
I think he's getting paid not to play right now, which is great for him. But in more relevant news and more relevant baseball news, LSU baseball gets off the schneid. 3-game series. They got swept last weekend at Arkansas. Arkansas is kind of running away with the West. LSU comes in yesterday. Last Wally Pontiff Classic game. They play UL. UL always plays LSU pretty tough. Game was 8-4, kind of uneventful. Nothing special happened. Some timely hits, a couple homers. I will say this, Ty Floyd looked great. He threw 5 innings, struck out 8. He was spinning his curveball. I know his mom wanted to see more curveball. I saw she was in the comments on one of our posts one time. I don't know if it was his mom.
He knows how to throw a curveball.
He said it has a curveball, said it wasn't getting called. I saw he was throwing a curveball a little bit more yesterday. Threw it for strikes. Jacob rocking the Mik'dUp gear. Look at that. Look at that.
Look at that.
We got Mik'dUp gear. Giving stuff away.
That's how Snapchats happen.
That's how follows.
That's how follows happen.
That's how late night follows happen right there.
$30.
But
Probably.
they took care of business. They did what they needed to do. They won the game. For me, it was not allowing the.
What is that noise?
What happened? We got some noise in the background. Where's that coming from?
It's somebody's.
my bad.
That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We got it.
Technical
Technology sometimes.
difficulties.
So, it's okay.
I swear this never happens.
It never happened before. Oof. Not having the earphones AirPodded it, like your AirPods, not having them hooked up to your phone. That is a dangerous game.
Dangerous game.
Whoa.
Make you not go to class.
Make sure that they are hooked up, because if not, whew,
it could be
you're
anything.
putting yourself in that and screen sharing.
Screen sharing.
As we've known, found out, screen sharing is tough.
It's almost too easy. That's what makes it hard.
Mean, it's and you forget and you get caught up in it and you're on your phone like, damn, I forgot that I'm screen share. Sometimes you think you unhook it, you don't unhook it.
And that TV is 84 inches.
Woo! It's the big ball.
The big ball.
Big ball.
Did a lot of favors.
But yeah, there's really nothing much more to talk about last night. Last night was pretty uneventful. I think they didn't really show anything special. Reiselman continues the ball. I mean, he's
touched 98 last night.
Yeah, he's throwing absolute fuel. He's not giving up hits. He's striking guys out. I think he's only given up one extra base hit all year. It was a 1 double against A&M earlier in the season. So, he has done well. Our bullpen has been nails. Ty Floyd has been great. I would like to see, we have the piggybacks on Sunday, right? You have the 2 young guys that throw, Grant Taylor and why am I not remembering the first guy's name?
Sam Dutton? Was it
Sammy Dutton? Sammy Dutton and Grant Taylor. Hey, boy.
They're partnered together for some reason.
No, they piggyback. That's like the strategy, right? You have one guy throw 4, the other guy throws 3, one guy throws 3, the other guy throws 4. You come, and they've done really well. I have liked the way both of them pitch. Grant Taylor throws 97 miles an hour on the mound. I would like to see them maybe get more opportunity, maybe to start their own games. Say, hey, y'all are doing well enough. Y'all have pitched well enough. Maybe we give you some starts, whether it be
midweek.
I don't want to use a midweek because of the Sunday, but I don't know. Maybe I know Blake Money has struggled a little bit. Mikhail's been pretty good, so you can't take him out the rotation. I guess Blake Money gives you a better chance than the other 2. So maybe you keep it the same way. I don't know, but the fact that Ty Floyd goes out midweek, has a good start, gives me some hope for the future of the season, because starting pitching has been lacking, hasn't been as great.
If you just want to beat LSU, I feel like all you have to do is lay a bunt down. Like, if you just bunt it every time through the lineup, the amount of times they make errors through PFP and who's covering what and who's getting to first, which should not be as hard as it looks, seems to be quite the issue for LSU.
Yeah, right. I think that, and that's the thing. I think that we've hammered the defense. We've talked about the defense ad nauseum. God, I can't do it right now. I don't know.
2 words of the day.
Ad nauseum. But it's not because of lack of talent. It's not because of lack of practice. These guys are working their ass off. These guys are practicing every day. To me, it's just
There can't be this many tweeners to where it's this hard to cut.
No, it's not. But it's not. I think it goes to, we've talked about, it goes to the players, right? Like for instance, there's plays that aren't being made that probably should be made, or that are closer than they should be, right? And that's just sense of urgency, getting the ball, getting rid of the ball, getting to it. It's just, slow rollers, go out and get it. Don't let it get to you. Don't wait for it. Go out and get it. get the ball to the pitcher as quickly as you can if they're going over for the PFP. A lot of those types of things. But you're right. Like I think that if you want to beat them, you make the defense make every single play. And history shows from this season that if you do that, you're going to get more opportunities. You're going to get more outs because you're going to be given extra bases. They're going to be making errors, whatever. They won last night. They actually gave up 2 runs in the 7th, I think, and both of those are unearned. So, an error leads to 2 more runs, but that's not the whole point. They won the game 8-4, midweek game, midweek rivalry. You all always plays us tough. We won. You have a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series this weekend at home against Missouri. This is a sweepable series. No excuses. Have to win the series. One, and honestly, you probably should sweep this team. They're not very good. And I know we say, SEC, everybody can beat everybody, but Missouri is not on the same level as the other teams that we have played. We are better than them. Up and down the lineup, in the rotation, in the bullpen, in the dugout as far as coaching goes. We are better than them. So this should be a sweepable series. And if you want to put yourself in a position to host a regional or put yourself in a position to maybe make a late season run if Arkansas falters down the stretch, you have got to sweep this series, right? You had to sweep. Who'd we sweep? We got swept at Arkansas. We swept Mississippi State, right? So if you go ahead and you sweep this, that's 6 wins in 2 weekends. You put yourself in a position going down the home stretch, the last half of the season, to maybe sneak in to the number 1 seed in the West or at least host a regional. And, that's really it. There's really nothing more to talk about other than you have to win this series. And you have to – honestly, you probably should sweep.
What's the rule of thumb to host a regional? We have this conversation every year around this time.
I think if you go 50-50 in the SEC this year, I think you host a regional.
15-15?
I think if you go 50, honestly, this year,
because the West is so. Do they seed it?
Everybody, not just the West. Outside of Tennessee and outside of Arkansas, everyone else is within a game or two of 500. So, I would say 15-15, you host a regional, especially in the SEC. Especially how much parity there has been in baseball.
Studio is fucking.
We are falling apart.
God, ghosts, dude.
We're falling apart. But like Vanderbilt has a sub 500 record right now in the SEC. So you have teams that are normally at the top that are right there in the middle, and teams that are usually at the bottom are right there in the middle. So it's been an up and down for all teams. I think that you give yourself a chance. If you sweep this weekend, you are now 10-8, right? Or 7-8 right now. If you sweep this weekend, you are 10-8 for the season. Now you have a winning record. You give yourself a little bit of leeway. You have Alabama. I think you can beat Alabama. You have Ole Miss. Ole Miss is scuffling. They got their doors blown off last night by Southeast, I think, SEMO, Southeast Missouri. Beat them 14 or 13-3 last night. So Coach Bianco looks like he's on the hot seat.
I was about to wonder that question as well.
He's not
supposed to be
looking
the head
like
coach of LSU baseball, wasn't he?
that rumor was allegedly he was on the short
Rumor
list.
has it.
Yeah, him, Cliff Godwin out at ECU, which I would have loved. He recruited me to come to LSU. I would have loved it. But I think Jay was a good call. I think he's going to do great. Give him a couple years to bring his guys in. He's not a big culture guy apparently. He doesn't like the word culture. I don't know how I feel about that, but he's has success. He's won, and you have to give him some time to be able to, I guess, put his footprint on the team.
You say he's not a big culture guy. Then what's the photo for?
I don't know. He said, I don't know if he said he's not a big culture guy. I think he said he doesn't like the word culture. I don't know.
Oh, is that a shot at UL? The CUL?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Is he
That's
playing
more of a
chess
UL
or playing
football
checkers?
thing.
I don't know. But that's what he says. So, but I know him. I know how hard he works. He lives, breathes, sleeps, eats baseball at the field all the time. So, with that type of work ethic, you would expect that there to be success. And I think he's gonna He's going to see how the first year in the SEC is, and I think he's going to make the adjustments necessarily. Like I said, you go and sweep this weekend, you're 10-8, and you put yourself in a really good position for the postseason. Especially if you go and you make a run in the SEC tournament, you put yourself in a spot to where, if you're 15-15 in the SEC and you end the season hot, and you make a run in the SEC, like you're gonna host a regional, and honestly, you win the regional, then we did it with Florida State. You hosted a regional. We weren't supposed to host a super. Florida State upset someone. You got to host a super, and you ended up losing. That was a few years ago, but that anytime you're at home, postseason baseball and Alex Box is always huge. But there's really not much else to say about baseball because we've talked a lot about the mistakes and the shortcomings and the things that we would like to see. And until they change them, that's not going to change. So that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, people do usually focus on the negatives as opposed to the positives. And even with the team that had, I think Barry had one hit, Cruz had one hit, and Trey Morgan had one hit. So the middle of your lineup, the guys that you kind of count on.
Had a couple. Dodie had a double, I know for sure.
But the guys that you would expect to, whenever you win, 8-5 or whatever, to put up 8 runs, those weren't the guys that really produced, except for this is what shows the home run ball can do for you. Like, whenever you're able to hit jacks pretty much every game, this is what you can get.
Yeah, and look, it's not all about hits.
Because they're not playing a lot of, station-to-station ball.
No, and it's not all about hits. Like, we had walks, we had sacrifice fly last night. Like, we had people get on base, and we had people produce in different ways, right? Like, I always want to say Andrew Stevenson. Andrew Stevenson's little brother. What is his name? Anybody know? What's his first name? Josh Stevenson. Sorry, Josh. I know you, Josh. Josh Stevenson.
Come on the show, Josh.
Josh Stevenson hits an opposite field sacrifice, produced it pretty well. Like, those young guys are playing well. Pearson led off yesterday. They work at bats. They seem like they have an advanced approach at the plate, which is going to help. And they are starting to play more, which is also good. Gavin Dugas got an at bat yesterday. He got a pinch hit, so he must be feeling a little bit better, easing his way back into it. The injury bug really hasn't killed LSU as much this year, but they've had their lefty who out the pen, he got hurt early in the year. He's out for the year. Gavin's been banged up. Milazzo was hurt, but for the most part, like your horses
are there,
mm-hmm. And that's huge and that's good. They are going through that mid-season kind of a lull offensively, which always happens in baseball, right? You have, Cruz hasn't been awful, but he hasn't been Dylan Cruz. His average has kind of dropped a little bit. Morgan average dropped just a little bit. Dodie, that's just baseball, right? They're not hitting terrible. They're all hitting over 300, mid 300s. But early in the year, they were banging homers, hitting 380, 400. And look, that's the ebbs and flows of baseball. And they are due to get hot again real soon. And I think once they do that, you're going to see, the weather warms up, the bats get hot, stuff starts happening, a lot more energy in the stadium. I think you're going to start seeing a lot better product. Obviously, it all boils down to playing.
How was the energy last night? You were there.
It was okay. I was there. It was a midweek game. I was, it wasn't a huge crowd, which I hate to see that because
some red in the crowd.
Yeah, obviously there's always going to be red when they play UL. They travel pretty well. For some reason, UL absolutely hates LSU, which I still never.
Complex.
What's that?
It's their Napoleonic complex.
Yeah, I'll never understand it, man. I just don't know. We don't compete. I guess in baseball you can hate him because you do feel like you can compete maybe in baseball, but
football.
Who cares? Why can't you just be a fan of both teams? I want UL to do well when they're not playing LSU.
I'm in the same boat as you. I've been trying to bridge this gap for quite some time, and it doesn't seem like it's going to work.
Why does football
hate in their heart
with
so
LSU?
much?
What?
Oh, last year they thought they could beat LSU. They might have.
They could have.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe last year.
Yeah.
Maybe last year they could have. That was the year. That was the year to get your shot, and you didn't get your shot.
And now they have broken heart syndrome.
I'm sorry.
What could have
They're
been?
the biggest Florida fans of all time.
Yeah, you see a lot of Billy Napier articles still running around Lafayette.
I don't get that.
And I'm like, look, I get it, they put Billy Napier took LSU. I mean LSU. Could have been LSU. Took UL to places they haven't been. Made them relevant for multiple years in a row. I get it. I understand it, but he's gone.
You got to let go whenever
he's gone. You gotta let him go. But it's gonna be interesting to see. I'm gonna try to catch a baseball game this weekend. See what happens. Is it the concert? No, the concert's next weekend. Garth Brooks is next weekend.
Where is he playing it?
In Baton Rouge.
Tiger Stadium.
Tiger Stadium on Sunday.
Is that crazy?
You're not a country guy, I know.
Well, that ruins the grass.
For what?
The football
spring
team.
game's over.
Well, they've had, you know,
Shut
this.
up, Les Miles.
You realize that after the spring game, they take the grass out anyway.
Yeah, because of Bayou Country Superfest, they started that.
They don't have Bayou Country Superfest.
I know.
They
why?
replace the grass towards the end of the year. No, why? Because it would die. They want new grass. They want to get better grass, more plush grass. If you want to hear about real good grass talk to Coach Maneri. He explains to us every
big
year.
Holiday for him then.
Every year he talks to us about. He goes, you know, guys. He goes, we're used to Bermuda. Right here, they have that Kentucky bluegrass in the Bermuda, and that's why the grass and the snakes is a little slower. Up north, it's a little slower, a little thicker. I'm like, Coach, I don't need
grass and wind.
I don't need that grass and wind. He loves it. They don't put an asterisk by your name because the weather's bad. Just because the weather's cold, everybody's playing it. They don't put an asterisk by these games if you don't win these games. You know? And he talks about being cold. He's like, you know, it's the mindset. It's not being cold. And you look at him, he's got 18 jackets on, a beanie, and his gloves on. And he's sitting here like, the weather's not bad. I'm like, yeah, Coach, you're bundled up like it's 22 degrees
You're
outside.
sweating.
We're outside with fucking one sleeve on. It's freezing wind in our face. Like, it's brutal. It stinks. But, yeah.
But they don't put an asterisk by it.
They don't put an asterisk by it.
I don't know baseball, but I do know grass.
I hate cold weather. Hate baseball, cold weather. It's the worst. When I was in Detroit, April, probably why I got optioned down in April because I stink in April when it's cold. If I can't feel my hands on the bat and the fucking pine tar gets
what?
Why am I doing that? The pine tar gets dry. The pine tar gets dry and I can't get the grip on my hands.
Guy.
Like, it is brutal. I don't even go on deck. I just sit in the dugout next to the heater until it's time for me to go up. All right, let's try this one.
Do you put the bat, like the handle of the bat next to it? Yeah.
Melt the pine tar a little bit. Get the bat in my hand. Okay, now I can actually feel like I'm not going to throw it. But it's tough. There's a lot of guys that play well. I don't. I'm not one of those guys.
Miguel Cabrera figured it out.
And Miguel Cabrera is one of the best hitters of all time.
I just felt like
He's about to get 3,000 hits.
4 away.
Wow.
4 away.
Wow.
4 away, 3,000 hits. And then you got Pujols is 16 home runs away from
600.
700.
700?
700.
Watching him run the bases is the best thing.
I don't know if he's going to get to it, though. That's
Right.
a lot. That empty chair is pissing me off.
Well, that's Jared Mitchell's fault. I keep it
Jay
for
Mitch.
him. So, in remembrance.
Jay, you're hearing Jared. He's going to, now, speaking of Jared is going to be on the show via video call a lot. But right now, schedules don't align. He's training. He's working out. He's playing games, getting ready for independent ball season. So, we're going to give him his time. And then
Start
he'll be
slow.
back. Then he'll be back. All right, enough with the LSU talk. There's really not much else going on with LSU. Let's talk about Pels because that's what's going on. That's the hot topic. Without Devin Booker, the Pels have a legit shot to win this series.
Feels like that, doesn't it?
Right? Like, I mean, they are exciting. They have all of their rookies are balling out. Like, Reggie Miller could not stop talking about the rookies, right? Like, he couldn't stop talking about how good they looked and how well they played together, right? You had
Herb Jones
balling, knocking down
He probably
threes,
loves
playing
today,
unbelievable. What was that?
He probably loves today too.
Yeah, his name.
Herb.
He has to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never had a choice.
You would think. I mean, he was born into this life. This
Yeah.
life.
Didn't
They
choose
didn't choose this life. This life chose
It's
him. You know what I mean? But he's balling out. Alvarado's obviously been doing what he's been doing. That story is amazing. You have, I wish Zion was on the court though. I just wish he was because I think with him, Bi and McCollum, that gives you the big three that you need.
Valanciunas.
Right, and then obviously that, but but like you wouldn't consider him a part of the big three. Like he's
No,
just
no. He's a great addition. I mean,
great
he's
addition, right?
body and DeAndre Ayton,
Yeah.
which is hard to do.
I mean, you watched the beginning of that game, and the Suns could not get anything on the boards. Like the Pels were getting so many second chance points, and they were starting getting so many offensive rebounds that kind of set the tone. Even though Devin Booker scored 31 points in the first half, that's the only reason the game was even close. I mean, it was unbelievable. I'm gonna get back to the Pels, but I can't. I was watching the game. I'm like, but once he got over half court, like he's gonna make it. He's gonna make
that
it.
buzzer beater.
Yeah.
At halftime.
Yeah.
35 feet. Nothing but nylon.
After the Pels made the 2 threes to cut the lead to 2, I'm like, this guy is unbelievable. He is unconscious. And then he goes into the third quarter, pulls the hammy, comes up, and the Pels make the thing. That was, I don't know if you're not watching it, this was unbelievable. The baby fist pump to Devin Booker was...
That's when you're in the zone.
All-time moment.
Yeah, I mean, like, smooth on both ends.
In the Supreme shirt.
Like, the little baby in the Supreme shirt, like, the dad knew exactly what he was doing.
No shoes on.
No
Like,
shoes
I
on.
bet you, I'm willing to bet the dad was like is relevant within like the social like
Community.
scene of them. Like he's on court side, so he's got some money unless he's there as a guest. But I'm willing to bet with his baby rocking a Supreme shirt,
And no shoes.
and he's
Yeah.
probably
I mean, he
part
had
of the who's who of in the Phoenix area.
yeah, the dad had a Balenciaga shirt on, so I'm sure he's somebody.
Yeah,
Shout out Derek Stingley.
Shout out to Sting.
I don't get it.
That's
Yeah.
what he was wearing before UCLA. Made it real popular.
He made it popular.
It was popular before.
I mean,
I don't think
Derek
he made it
Stingley before
popular.
UCLA made that shirt popular. I doubt that.
yeah.
Good brand awareness by him.
Yeah, I guess.
But that baby's cursed,
Cursed,
right?
Baby's
Why?
not cursed.
No,
Why?
he took Devin Booker's
He
powers.
took his power. That baby's going to be a Monstar.
Ooh, maybe.
I think
great.
he just sucked his soul from him.
That was a quick suck, though. That was like a nice little, like, quick, like, hey.
Devin Booker didn't even know.
Didn't even know. Didn't even feel it.
I didn't even see him get hurt.
It was on the.
He was chasing down a fast break and came up lame on it and pulled out like 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter, and then
He
Gone.
looked so bummed too.
Gone.
He was just like.
he felt like you could tell by an athlete's face if they know, like, damn, this is serious or this isn't serious, right?
It's
Like,
serious.
you're like, damn, he didn't like the way that felt. He didn't.
He was
didn't
sitting
feel
on
very good.
the bench with his legs crossed, like at the ankles. He was like, "I am not going back in." Like, you know, he knew it was cooked for at least that game. And if he's not able to play the rest of the series, like the Pelicans, I know that we're often prisoners of the moment, especially here, whenever we haven't expected a lot from the Pelicans, and now they're in the midst of this playoff run. But if there's no Devin Booker and you have the rookies playing the way they were unafraid of any moment, anytime the Suns made a statement play, the Pels were able to answer. And watching them this is probably the third time I've watched the Pelicans play, but every one of them has a quick trigger. None of them are afraid to shoot the basketball. Like, they have built some sort of chemistry, and they all trust each other, and it's unbelievable to watch, at least from this viewpoint. And if the Suns don't have Devin Booker, there's a real chance that the Pelicans can
Real
pull this
chance.
upset.
I'll counter because CP3 got hurt last year against the Lakers series and physically couldn't shoot a basketball until the finals, and they had to have CP3 for 20 games and went 16-4. So they're used to this. I mean, they have probably one of the deepest benches in the league.
No doubt. But here's the question: who's more important? Is it Devin Booker or CP3?
CP3.
CP3.
point guard.
CP3 for sure. He runs that team, and he had an awful night last night.
He did.
He had great looks.
And that's the other point I want to make.
Can't you
is
move Herb onto CP3?
the adjustments that they made with on Chris Paul last night is they switched everything until who was getting cooked the first game? Center.
Vance,
Who's that?
Valanciunas, or who
Yeah,
on the pick and roll?
Valanciunas. He was getting cooked. So when he was in, they didn't switch. So they were switching up the looks on CP3. They weren't giving them the same look. So he wasn't. They weren't going underneath screens anymore. So CP3 wasn't getting the open threes, and he was 5 of 16 from the field. Like the adjustments that they made were awesome.
I think the biggest adjustment was they didn't let the defense get set. Jackson Hayes had probably 10 points off just cherry pick dunks.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's how you're going to get them. The Suns are going to adjust. Monty Williams.
no doubt.
It's going to be.
They're the Suns are the best team in the NBA for a reason. Like, no doubt they're going to adjust, but the fact that Devin Booker is out gives the Pels an actual chance to win the game. Because you felt like if Devin Booker doesn't get hurt, that he was going to do something crazy at the end of the game to somehow win. It was going to be a close game, and your plus 10 was going to still cover. We had this discussion, but he was going to make a buzzer beater or he was going to make some sort of play at the end of the game to take the game, to steal the game away from the Pels. And, he wasn't able to do that. So him being down, I feel like gives the Pels an opportunity.
Now you need Campaign and Cam Johnson to score 15 to 20 a game to make up
that?
for the presence.
Yeah, right.
Of
right.
Devin
I like
Booker.
my odds on that.
No doubt. And I like the way people had a lot to say about how the Pels started the season and all the new guys and what David Griffin was doing and all these things, right? Mm-hmm. And credit to the Pelicans and credit to the organization for having an idea and having a vision and knowing and staying with the process and understanding what they wanted and creating the culture or changing the culture to what they wanted it to be with a young team. And, credit to them for allowing these guys to gel and mesh together and now being an 8 seed and having a chance to upset the best team in the NBA, right? I'm not saying they will.
It's a series, though.
But they went out to Phoenix and took a game. That's a huge thing.
And that's the game plan. We just need one.
That's a huge game. Like, to not come back down whatever games to none, 2 games to none. They come back now, right? They go 2-3-2, right? Isn't that how it works? Or is it 5 games in the first series?
No, it's 7. So there's 2.
So it's
There's
2-3-2.
Yeah.
No, it's 2-3, 1-1-1.
Oh, 1-1-1.
Yeah.
It's
I
2 and
forget
0.
they go
Right?
that 1-1-1. It's not like baseball.
Yeah. They changed it because the way that they used to do it was the 2-3-2 was because the travel was so hard. Los Angeles Lakers and the Celtics were playing all of the time, so they just made it, all right, let's do 2 here, 3 here, then 2 back at home. But now with the modern marvels of travel, you can go 1-1-1. Little history lesson.
Modern marvels. What is that? You explain to me that.
Show.
What does it have to do with, like, they're not taking a super jet to get there in 2 minutes?
Well, that's what I was making fun of them because it took them forever to do that while they were able to fly no matter what. And then they're like, oh, wait, we don't have to do it this way anymore.
I didn't catch the sarcasm in your tone there.
It actually got worse. You can't smoke cigarettes on the plane and you have less leg room.
Have you tried?
Smoke a cigarette? No.
Are there planes?
I'd be on the list.
They have to have. You would expect these teams to have like actual custom flights.
Yeah, they
for
have
the guys.
PJs. It's not like the 80s where they're flying commercial
like you said,
Logan.
like when we fly private in the big leagues, like now we have more people. It wasn't a taste session.
No.
I'm not in the big leagues. I'm here. But when I was there, when I was a relevant baseball player, and I was
Oh, you still got your picture taken last night?
I did. I did.
And a follow.
And
Tidy bucks.
late night follow.
Late night.
Late night. Now see, maybe lose my train of thought.
When I was in the big
We were talking about
When
private
I was
travel.
in the big league, back in my day.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, when you fly charter in the big leagues, you have more guys, so I understand it. But we flew, when I was in Tampa, we would fly just a normal Delta flight, right? We get the normal Delta plane, and we would fly. So we have our own row, but like, whatever. And then I got to Detroit, and our owner owned the plane. And then we had a real custom flight where it's like we had like the bigger chairs, you could all recline, you had more leg room, you had tables, and you had different stuff. You had the poker game in the front, you had the B game in the back where I was at, and then you had the video game guys who want to play video games. Like you had all those things. I would assume that NBA guys are more along those lines with like the fire ass planes, with all the leg room because these guys are 7 feet tall. There's not as many of them. And you can go and you can get a bigger plane with less seats, more legroom. I think that, wasn't there a video of like, was it the Lakers or a team that was like flying charter and like their plane was unbelievable. It was like a couple years ago. I don't remember exactly who it was. Was it the Heat?
Might have been the Heat, I think.
It was.
Nuts.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah,
like, damn,
everything
this
in there.
is what I want.
Pat
Pat
Riley.
Riley.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is what I want. Speaking of Pat Riley, did you watch the last episode? I haven't seen the last episode.
Yeah, I have.
Oh yeah, that's what I remembered about the Lakers in Boston.
Is it fire?
It's excellent. It's very very basketball driven this episode. So it's been a lot of like behind the scenes.
Yeah, but I
shit.
like the behind the scenes. Like
Yeah.
I like to know like how did he get out of the whole fucking debacle of his mom? Like
Yeah, they touch on that, but
okay, all right.
but it really breaks down like the level of the rivalry between the Celtics and the Lakers. And I made me think of Jack because the people from Boston are just terrible
Mean.
people.
Mean.
So mean. They're flying commercial. And so they're on planes with people that are like going back to Boston.
NBA?
Yeah, and they're like landing.
the
in
Well, this
80s,
is
yeah.
1979.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, but
19,
like-
1980. The game was in 1980.
Did they not fly private then?
No. There's no money in the league.
I knew that, but like, I guess that's right.
Yeah, but then all of the Boston people were like waiting for the Lakers plane to touch down, and there are motherfucking people left and right, and it was just that y'all are awful. Louisiana gets a bad rap for how they treat their athletics.
I mean, you saw what they did to Kyrie. You know what I mean? Made Kyrie give him the
Speaking
bird.
of, that's back again tonight.
Yeah, I got him winning.
I do too.
I got him winning.
I can see that. I mean, series is gonna go to 7.
We're gonna get to the gambling talk, but let's get to the gambling talk now.
Let's do it.
Let's do it now. I have Brooklyn winning, beating Boston.
I mean, it's gonna depend how KD played. There's 2 ways you can look at it.
I'm struggling with my bets. I'm not winning money, so like, fuck it. I'm going plus money.
Full send.
I got all my money out. I don't have that. There's
on
not
the
that
money
much.
line for
There's
the
not that
Nets.
much. What's that?
On the money line Nets.
I have money line. I have money line Nets. I have money line Toronto, and I have Milwaukee -10.
Parlay or just all separate?
All separate.
Okay, good. Because if you want to parlay, just let me know. I can talk to the maintenance man.
You're a maintenance man. We got a new guy.
My friend knows
Friend
a
of a
maintenance
friend.
man. Friend of a friend
Friend of
knows
a
a
friend.
maintenance man. And that he was bragging how he went 4-0 2 days ago. Then he starts dishing out the parlay he's going to put in today, which my friend overheard, which relayed to me, which was the
maintenance man.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what he did. Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah.
So he did LSU money line, which I had to download the Caesars app to find. Barstool. So
Mincy.
So now I have Caesars and I'm cooking Caesars. So I have the Caesars LSU money line, Pelicans 9.5, and then I had John Morant's Grizzlies money line. So 3-0, little parlay.
He went 4-0.
That was the day before.
Ah.
So this was just a
hot.
little
What was the money? What did you get for the money? Like, what did you get? It was a plus what for that parlay?
I'd have to check.
That's what the people want to know.
Right.
It's like,
I
hey, if I'm gonna
understand
give you- if
doing
you're
a
gonna give
money
me a
line,
parlay-
a couple of money lines. If I really wanted to get that titty squeeze, I'd have to put the Pelicans as a money line also. Then the juice would have gone much more in my favor.
There was a halftime after Booker.
Yeah, but you
hit.
teased it. Did you say that?
No.
You teased it?
No. I did the Pelicans separately on my own and teased it. Didn't need to.
Because you're scared.
I just know how Vegas
Scared
plays.
when you don't make money.
I
Lloyd.
know how Vegas plays the game. The lines we get are not the lines that people are betting on. We're too late to the party. So I just assume it goes to one way or the other, and I pick that way.
He
How do
knows.
you know? You assume. How do you know? Like you just guess which way it goes.
Now I can follow the trends. ActionSportsNetwork.com. Sponsor us.
Stop giving an extra. Stop giving added. Don't give them any attention. We don't have unless they're paying us.
Free pub.
Free Pub. A great app.
Speaking of attention,
Chad Millman.
Speaking of attention, we are getting other sponsors, getting new sponsors. Rejuvenate, new sponsor, gave us some
play
nice
the
little
video?
commercials. I know,
It's almost porn.
Jeez,
Have you seen it?
For you, maybe.
Well, it's.
Softcore? Real softcore?
Do we have the ad?
Oh, yeah.
Play it. If you speak so highly of it.
Here, watch.
We have 3 more sponsors coming in the works.
I mean, tell me what you think about that. That
He's
is.
shredded.
Yeah, it's
Chris
porn.
Dixie's
I mean,
shredded.
girls like that. I hope.
That guy gets a 3 a.m. follow.
No doubt.
That guy gets a 2
He's got a family, guys. But Rejuvenate.
I bet he
If you want to
does.
look like that, go to Rejuvenate. Don't stop pausing that.
Yeah, boy.
The video was buffering, dude. That wasn't me.
Oh, that was
Sure,
that was
sure.
Circle. But getting new sponsors. Rejuvenate new sponsor. We have 2 or 3 more sponsors right in the works, right on deck, on the on deck circle coming in. Just got to close the deal, and we're growing. So that was just my segue into the new sponsors. Just give them some pub,
A little love.
a little love.
Maybe
Little
used
love.
one of the new sponsors last night. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe
So.
so. We're gonna go on a little break. We're gonna talk a little bit Jarvis Landry in New Orleans. We're gonna talk some MLB stuff. Charlie Blackmon is the first player to have have a sponsorship with a sports book. We're talking about betting.
He sucks this year.
He hasn't been good for the last couple of years.
Oh, this
He's
is how.
awful.
So he's trying to get himself kicked out the league.
Yes.
No, it's legal. You can still do it as long as you're not betting baseball.
And
They
he's
should just
a
let him bet
baseball
on baseball.
player.
They should just let them
With
bet
the-
on baseball, on themselves.
Yeah,
I
just
agree.
bet on
You should
yourself.
be able to do the player props.
Yeah.
If you pick yourself over hits, I don't see a problem with that.
What do you pick yourself under hits though?
So you
go
can
over.
only
There's a
bet yourself
problem.
overs.
You can only go over.
Oh, you can only bet overs
overs
on
only.
yourself.
You can only go over. We're gonna take a minute break. Give some more pub to our sponsors. You're watching Mik'dUp, brought to you by Sterling Automotive. Mik'dUp is brought to you by Law Offices of Lance Beal. Call them today, 337-991-6263. They know what it takes to win. Their practice areas include personal injury, small business, family law, estate planning, with an emphasis in construction law. Your choice for reliable representation. 337-991-6263. Hey y'all, it's Mikey from Mik'dUp. I want to talk a little bit about my friends down at Sterling Automotive in Lafayette. They're locally owned and operated for over 25 years. They have 13 locations, 4 in Opelousas, 5 in Lafayette, 1 in Broussard, 2 in Jennings, 1 in Crowley. They sell any type of car you could possibly find: Buicks, GMC, Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, Genesis, and Kia, along with 5 pre-owned locations. They have over 1,500 cars in inventory on site. Unbelievable service, unbelievable people. If you're like me and you're on the go, they can sell and they can ship you cars up to 200 miles. Unbelievably convenient. Again, my friends down at Sterling Automotive in Lafayette, go to their website at saveatsterling.com. Awesome people, go check them out. Our What's for Lunch segment is brought to you by Doe's Eat Place. Maybe the best burger in town. If you're not looking for lunch, you're looking for dinner, go check out Doe's Eat Place. They have unbelievable choice of meats. They have unbelievable tamales. They have a great atmosphere, great vibes. If you're looking for a homey Louisiana type of atmosphere, but you're looking for high quality food, Doe's Eat Place is your spot. Go in the back bar, sit at the bar, have a couple drinks, watch some games, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the vibes. Check out Doe's Eat Place, the best place in Baton Rouge to get your meats.
Goes, well, I'll put it to you this way. Goes, if he came and played for us, as when I was in Houston, he would be our fastest runner. He's faster than Altuve. He throws harder than Verlander, and he has more power than George. And I was just like, what? He goes, yeah, like that's who he is. And I was like, no way. For us, like it was when Ohtani was still in Japan, and everybody was on him. Right, like every organization that could afford him or wanted to spend the money.
Because he's a young, usually in Japan, those guys come over older. Same with Cuba.
Yeah, so you were getting a really good deal on him.
Yeah, right.
So everybody was in on him, and so our advanced scout guy was like, I'm like, dude, tell me about him. You know, he goes, well, I'll put it to you this way. He goes, if he came and played for us, as when I was in Houston, he would be our fastest runner. He's faster than Altuve. He throws harder than Verlander, and he has more power than George. And I was just like, what? He goes, yeah, like, that's who he is. And I was like, no way.
Welcome back to Miked Up. Rumor has it Debo Samuels coming to New Orleans. Just joking.
You heard it here first. Zion's playing.
We already said that one. We tried that. We tried our hand.
He's going to play Friday.
We tried our hand at breaking news. I don't understand why the fuck he's not playing. Why? Why not? He says he wants to play. I will say this. Just because you can do a 360 dunk doesn't mean you're ready to play. Yeah, but like, is he out of shape? How out of shape is he? Can
It's
he go
Zion. He's fine.
Another
he's never had a problem with
Zion
that.
last night also.
Hey,
He's back with
Zion's chain game
bro.
is
like his chain
Yeah,
game
that
is
thing is
crazy. Because it was a bigger one the other day, and it was just a little small.
A little weight change.
Still,
Let's see what we do for the
yeah,
whole
his neck
team.
was hurting from
Yeah.
the other one. So
Maybe
yeah.
that's why his foot problems. The chain's so heavy, it fucks
You don't
everything up.
want to take Brooklyn money line, huh? You just want to take him plus 3.5 today?
Big points guy. They
The
give
Nets
it to you
are
for a
getting
reason.
three?
You're scared.
3.5. It's a stinky line.
Ooh, dude, take Nets 3.5.
No,
I
see,
took Nets.
see, this
money
is a
line.
big Celtics game. Then they're trying to
How?
No.
entice you. Jack,
No.
I've told you about this before.
I know. I fell for this trap once.
This is a cheese trap.
I think you're overthinking this.
No, I'm not thinking at all.
You're overthinking it.
Today
Kyrie is going to go off.
Is he?
Yes. And there's going to be no buzzer beater this time. There's going to be no game winner. There's going to be a nice and sound.
I mean, he's not going to play like he did last game. That's just impossible. That was his
Hey,
best
did you see
could
what
play.
Tracy McGrady said, though?
What did he say?
Tracy McGrady came out and said that as far as being skilled, like as a skilled basketball player, KD and Kyrie Irving are more skilled than D Wade and LeBron are. Skilled.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And D Wade and LeBron both came out and agreed. Said, there's not a slight on anybody. It's not a dig at us. I agree. They both agreed.
I mean, when you have a 7-footer that can shoot from 35 feet,
He's the greatest
and dribble,
scorer of all time.
Yeah, he's the most
He's the most
unguardable
talented
player.
scorer of all time.
My God, KD.
I'm not saying
No
he's the
KD
best
slander
basketball
here.
player of all time, but he's the most talented
Where the-
scorer of all
where the
time.
Most
Lakers
unguardable
hat.
player ever.
This is LA.
Was that?
Most
Oh,
unguardable
Justice
player
City?
ever.
Yeah. And Kyrie is, whether you like him or not, Kyrie is one of the most talented players in the NBA.
Kyrie
Yeah.
is a menace.
He's top 5 player in the NBA.
I mean, I'm happy with the way the Celtics
Fined
started KD.
$50,000.
So I'm all for what he said. I get it. I understand it.
We
Like,
got fined for the
hey, dude,
Goldberg.
if you're gonna talk shit to me and you're gonna say all this stuff, like, it's the playoffs, man.
Is he the
Like,
best villain? Is he like the best sport?
He embraces
I can't
that.
name a.
KD's a good villain. He's a good villain. Like, they got 2 good villains on one team.
Ben
Reggie
Simmons.
Miller was a great villain.
Reggie Miller was a great villain. Gary Payton,
Great villain.
People are trying to I was listening to
Isaiah Thomas.
IT. Bill Lambier.
No, not IT, not that IT. The original Isaiah Thomas.
No, I
OG
know.
Isaiah
And then
Yeah.
Lambier, because I was listening to Celtics radio and they were trying to talk about
Oh my
we
God! How
can't
did you
think
get
of
that
a-
down here?
Yeah, I know. Bill Simmons. But he's like,
Bill Simmons is awesome.
He's like, I can't think of a villain
He used to be better,
like
but-
this since Bill Lambier, because he tackled Larry Bird.
Yeah. Larry Bird, yeah. Bill
Also a
Laimbeer was
villain.
good. Larry Bird is also a villain. Some of the best players of all time are villains.
MJ was definitely the biggest villain.
Nah,
Yeah.
MJ was the hero.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
MJ wasn't hated. You know what I mean? Like, he was loved.
Yeah,
So, like, you can't be
No
a villain
social.
unless you're hated.
Yeah,
know,
no
like-
social. That's what
No
it was.
social.
No social. No social. That was the best thing for him.
Yep.
But I think Kyrie is gonna have a game like he did last time. And I think they're gonna win. I think they're gonna win by 5.
see, Kyrie went nuclear because the Celtics slowed down the game pace, and then once you slow down the pace, Kyrie can pick and prod the way he wants to do, and he can lull you to sleep and then hit one from 35 feet away, and that's how the game got close.
Right.
The Celtics were dog shit in the fourth quarter. They went scoreless for 8 minutes.
Yep.
That's
Ben
what-
Simmons is. They said
I
Ben
might
Simmons
reverse
is-
my bet.
Huh?
I might reverse my bet.
You're gonna go Boston now.
The maintenance man said.
I would go.
Yeah,
go
what did the maintenance-
Barstool,
what
and
did
I would
Goodwill
change the
Hunting
line
say?
to. I would change the line to.
2.
I would change the line to Nets -2.
Oh, you reverse line
I'd
it?
reverse it and get way more money because
you
I
do.
think they're gonna win by. They're gonna win by a few points.
I might go heads up for the pod for the show.
I mean, I'm going. You can go with.
I've
with
already
or without
bet
me.
Brooklyn. Well, I don't know if it went through.
I don't like your Toronto bet.
You don't like Toronto?
No.
You don't like Toronto money line? I like it.
You're saying all 3 dogs are going to win today.
No, not all 3. Not all 3. I have Milwaukee winning. I mean, I have Milwaukee -10, so that's not.
Chicago sucks.
Yeah, no.
They were so good in the regular season.
Everyone got
Hey,
hurt.
speaking of good, how Jimmy Butler's. I love Jimmy Butler.
So does Rachel Nichols.
Relax.
Breaking news.
Rachel Nichols likes a lot of people.
Where is she?
In Jimmy Butler's bed.
That's a great retirement plan.
Is that confirmed?
I don't know. The story.
Welcome
the
to
story's-
my world, Jack. Welcome
Is that confirmed?
The story's
we can't
funny
be, we
because-
can't be full, you can't be putting out false info on the show.
No. So there's one story. They're like, when they were in the bubble, they had a noise complaint for Jimmy Butler, and he's like, "Oh, it's just dribbling." And like, man, we love Jimmy Butler, his hard work ethic. And then 2 months later, it came out like he was piping Rachel Nichols.
Yeah, who said that though? Where did the source come from?
That's
Rachel
a great
Nichols.
question. Where,
You know
where
what I
did
mean?
these
Like,
folklores come
does someone
from?
just make this up, or like,
I mean,
because it's easy. Like, there's been rumors. There's rumors all the time. You know, like, I'm not gonna get into some of these rumors, but there's rumors all the time that aren't true. So people just want to believe that they're true and that it's fun stories. You know, it's tabloid shit.
Yeah, Santa Claus.
HeatNation.com.
Chocula.
Santa Claus is real, bro.
No.
It's real. He's real.
Oh, he fucked me over on an Xbox one year.
Because you didn't deserve it, obviously. Should have got Cole probably instead.
Yeah, he knows I'd grill some meat. if you get lemonade, if you get lemons, make lemonade.
You get coal, make fire.
Make fire.
I'll
show you.
If you got coals, how would you start the fire?
Well, like anybody else with gasoline in a match.
See, what if you didn't have gasoline in the match? You couldn't do it from scratch.
I would. I'd need a magnifying
Lemonade
glass.
with lemons, you can make lemonade from scratch. You just squeeze them.
No, it needs sugar. It needs water.
Natural lemonade.
Oh, put it in your eyeballs.
You can find water.
I could find fire.
You can find fire.
It's Christmas, dude. There's probably a little fire going already.
Maybe.
Put a little. I don't even need the coal, Santa. I can just put a little skillet on top of the fire.
Put it in the chimney so he burns himself when he comes down.
I should.
Yeah, that's it. Santa's real. Santa's real.
Okay, wait. I looked up the Jimmy Butler theory. It comes back from there was one time when Jimmy Butler was on the Timberwolves, and he wanted to fight Karl Anthony Towns, and he one day in practice ran with the third string team.
I remember
cooked
this.
that, and then one that year in the bubble or that 2020 season.
When he got traded.
Yeah, they fought during the game, and Karl Anthony Towns was like, call Rachel Nichols.
He did.
And that's where this came from. And Jimmy Butler tried to fight Udonis Haslem a couple weeks ago, and he said, you effed Rachel Nichols in the huddle. So it's around the league.
Is that an insult?
No,
really.
I don't know.
Why would you say that? To like, yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, why does that come up in shit talking?
Because these dudes are soft. Like they're different. Like this generation of
Udonis Haslem doesn't seem like he's
UD
soft.
is for
though.
the oldest guard.
UD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Udonis
Yeah.
is not soft.
He's not soft.
Because I just
And
read
Jimmy
something
Butler's not soft.
I just read something that Karl Anthony Towns told him the same thing. Like, call Rachel Nichols.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that like. If I'm talking shit to someone, I'm not gonna say, "Hey, call the beef that you just banged."
Yeah,
like, that's
thank
not
you.
that's not an insult. Like,
No.
okay, I probably will. Honestly,
Well, maybe he was telling him like he needs to relax, like he needs to let some pressure.
Or Rachel's out there with everybody, and it's like, bro, you fell for that.
I think it's that. I
That's
think it's
tough.
that.
I think it's that.
Still
it
hit.
could be that, or it's just she is out there for everybody, so it's easy. It's an easy rumor to have. I don't know. We're not talking tabloids here, boys. We're talking facts, and we don't know if this is true.
Just a conversation.
It seems true now.
Hey, we're not breaking news. We're just talking. We're just having conversation. That's what we do. We broke one news and it didn't work out for us. So we're not doing it
Zion,
anymore.
10 to 12 minutes, you think, Friday?
Yeah,
I'd
what
like
would
to
10
see it.
minutes do? Come on.
They said no. They have come out actually and said he is not playing ever again in the history of
Again?
basketball.
What
Yeah.
if they make the finals?
He said he's not playing this year.
He's
I
retired.
agree. Like if they went to the next series, I feel like the conversation should still be like, hey, dude, if he's playing 5-on-5, what is he playing 5-on-5 for? To get ready for the offseason?
I mean, Curry's playing 23 minutes.
Off the bench because he's a team guy. He wants to win.
You could bring Zion off the bench. You
I
wouldn't
want him
care.
to.
Yeah.
I want them to.
And I don't think he would disrupt the chemistry. We talked a little bit about this morning, but people are concerned about the Pelicans' chemistry. But I feel like if you just slid him in to run like with the second team or
He's
whatever,
fine, dude. The way his game is going to play.
He's not that ball dominant.
Yeah, his game's fine to mesh with what's going on.
You can just say Zion, run baseline and catch a lob, and you'll still score 12 points.
Or hey Zion, like when they start double teaming us and they start switching, we're gonna give it to you and you're gonna get a mismatch and just take the guy to the rim and fucking throw it down on him. Like it's basically what you do anyway. Like you don't need like that's the flow of the offense. Like he can play in the flow of the offense.
You
It's
just
not
can't
like,
put him with Valanciunas. It will completely clog it down.
Well, obviously.
And
70%
Jackson
of
Hayes
sports
out
come
there.
from-
Put them all. Let's go big.
that would not be good. I don't think we shouldn't do that. What would be good is Jarvis Landry signing with the
Pelicans.
Saints. I almost said the Pelicans. Jarvis has got to play basketball against him, boy. He's a good basketball player.
Is it?
But yeah, he's pretty solid. Odell is really good, but
Yeah.
What can Odell do? Though? Like,
huh?
Stay
You're right.
healthy.
What can Odell do?
Yeah, stay
It was
healthy.
the receiving core and Zach Mettenberger. We talked about this. Zach can't dunk,
But he can throw a football farther than you.
and I said I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I said I don't know. This is when I was still slinging the thing. So I was like,
Remember when I said I played high school quarterback?
yeah,
Did you out throw him?
huh?
Did you out
We
throw
didn't do that.
Damn it.
I'd ask him, but now he's working for Alabama. He's working for the enemy. So
Yeah.
out on
Traitor.
him as an analyst, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does that happen?
You looking for a job?
Me?
Yeah, you want to be an analyst?
No.
Go to Alabama.
But how does that happen? How does Zach Mettenberger get an analyst job at Alabama?
He's got to know something. Well, because
Obviously.
his father-in-law is a football coach,
Who's his father-in-law?
a coach for the Chargers, I want to say. But that's probably how he got connected with Saban. He was an old school Chargers guy, I believe.
God, Zach had the potential to be very, very good. Like the party though. Love
And
the party.
Alabama hurt his knee. Isn't that where he got? No, that was
He-
Arkansas.
Yeah, he
Arkansas.
beat Alabama.
But that was the Jarvis Landry catch. over-
Almost beat Alabama. He actually should have beat Alabama that year. It was
To
13.
Jarvis Landry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Corner of the end
13.
zone.
And that was like, if you go back in that game and look at the game, it was unbelievable how good they were because they were running 2 receiver routes. And he was just making throws, and their best receivers were making catches. And I was like, how? It was the only quarterback receiver combo in that like Les Miles era that could have done that because they were all that talented. Like Zach was able to make the throws and like throw ball, and the receivers were good enough to where they have to have separation. It was just.
I wonder if you put him in. I guess he would talk about it now. But if you asked Mettenberger, like, what did you look at every Monday whenever you got the game plan or Tuesdays? Like, are we doing this again?
Well, the rumor was.
Like, I don't even have to learn anything. I can
the
call
rumor-
a play. I can draw it in the dirt.
Well, the rumor with that team and like those teams on their left were Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Big cat drill.
Yes.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it was, hey, we're going to change the offense. We're going to throw it around. We're going to spread it out. We're going to do these things. And then on Thursday, Les Miles would come to the practice and say, actually, fuck it. We're going to do it with God is here. We're going to pound the rock. We're going to dominate the line of scrimmage. And he would just go back and change it. T-Bob talked about it all the time. T-Bob was like, we'd go through the whole practice and
Look great.
through the whole week, and it'd be awesome.
Imagine being a fly on the wall at that practice.
And then Thursday would come, and for some reason, they would just change course and go back to the toss dive and running the same play over and over and over and over again and getting absolutely stuffed by Alabama because they're better than us. And they had the exact same amount of talent, if not more at the time. And you can't just do that when teams are just as talented as you. Now, when teams aren't as talented as you, you can do that. But Alabama obviously was. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the Saints and Jarvis. And the draft is coming up a week and 1 day from today. 8 days, to be exact. I know people around here don't really care much about the draft, especially this year because we only have one LSU guy probably going to go in the first round. That's it. I think there's going to be a lot more LSU guys drafted than people think. I really hope. What are you thinking about?
I'm trying to think of the over/under of how many LSU players would get drafted because that's usually a prop bet.
4, I think.
Who are you thinking?
Yeah, who are your 4?
Stingley.
Yep.
Defensive tackle.
Farrell.
Farrell. Is it Farrell or Farrell?
Farrell.
I think it's Farrell.
It's like a cat.
The Feral Cat.
Some people
Farrell.
say Farrell, though.
I would love to see John Trey get drafted.
Is
I don't think
Damone
he
even going
will.
to get drafted at
Who's
the
that?
No.
Damon Clark.
Damone won't get drafted, not with the spinal fusion surgery. Who else is in the draft?
John Trey Kirkland.
There's a couple other guys though that
Dre Anthony's
Cordell
not gonna get
Flott.
drafted.
Cordell Flott will get drafted. That's 3.
Yeah, Flott probably be like a 5th-round pick.
Yeah. Kicker. He'll get drafted.
Cade York.
So you're betting money on Cade York getting drafted, essentially.
I put the over under 4.
Yeah.
I think Cade York get drafted. I think John Trey could possibly get drafted. So you could have 4 or 5 guys. I don't think you're gonna get more than that, but over under 4. I mean, Cade York is consistently hitting 60+ yards. Like teams obviously now are drafting kickers. Like they are prioritizing guys that have long legs.
Ed Ingram. Ed Ingram might get drafted.
Ed Ingram
He'll
might get
probably be
drafted.
like 3rd or 4th.
I think 4 is a good number.
Deculus.
I think 4 is a good number.
Deculus is more a late rounder for me.
I hope the calculus gets drafted.
New math. He might get into the game.
Yeah, analytics.
Analytics.
But as far as the Saints, like everybody wants them to draft. They're clamoring. Draft a wide receiver. Get a wide receiver. Get a wide receiver in the first round. I don't think that you have to draft a wide receiver in the first round. I don't. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but I'm saying that the depth of the wide receivers and the talent, you can go ahead and get a guy in the second round that is really good. Mm-hmm. You have 2 first-round picks. You need an offensive tackle. If the guy that you want is not on the board at those picks, receiver-wise, I would wait into the second round. You can get a high-quality receiver in the second round. If you sign Jarvis, I still think you probably draft a young receiver, probably take a top off of the defense. But, I mean, I just don't think it's a necessary evil or necessary pick to say, okay, I'm going to use one of these first-rounders. Oh, now look, there's a lot of guys. Garrett Wilson. There's, a lot of it. All the guys from Ohio State that you talked about. I know you love the Ohio State receivers.
I like Burks too. I like George Pickens, but
Shit, you
So
still got,
George Pickens is not a first rounder.
you got
though.
Mechie
he
and
is.
Williams.
I don't think he'll be a first rounder this year. I think he's
he
been
ran
hurt.
a 4.4 after the torn
I know,
ACL.
but I think that he'll be a second round. I think you can get him in the second round. I think What'd you
He'll
say?
be a steal.
I say, I mean, you still got Mechie, Williams, Pickens. I mean, it is deep.
They're saying Jameson Williams is like skyrocketing up the draft board right now.
People forget about how good
this mock
Mechie was,
draft
though.
I'm looking at from CBS has him going to the Saints at 19.
Jameson Williams,
Yeah.
and that's a top end guy going. That's kind of a Ohio State guy, you know. Ohio State
Yeah.
went to Alabama. That fits the profile of the Saints
It
draft.
does.
It's going to be
God
interesting.
forbid.
This will be the first draft that Sean Payton's not controlling. So it'll be interesting to see if they change. But is he gonna? I think that he's. I just. It's hard for me to believe that he's not gonna have any input.
He's gonna Jerry West the whole situation.
Yeah, Jerry West doesn't like that though. He wants you to.
Moncrief, he can
issue an
score.
apology. I think Sean's gonna be. He's gonna give them help. He's not gonna be the final say, but I think that he'll give them some advice.
I 1000% see him like hanging around and waiting to be invited into like the war room or like walk himself in and be like, "Hey, Sean, you got to go."
What if he comes back?
He's not. He's going.
Next
He's waiting.
year?
He's waiting for Tom.
Tom's retiring after this year. Have you seen Tom's quotes? Tom said, "I know the end's near. Football, you can't keep going." This is last year. He's done. The only reason he came back is because Adam Schefter fucked his retirement up.
And he had that master plan to go to Miami with Sean Payton.
I don't know if I believe that.
You have to. The Boston Globe, as Jack knows, doesn't
Because
report fake news.
Back
news
pages
is
of
never
Boston
wrong.
Globe.
There's
That's
not
right.
there's no wrong reporting out there ever.
They went after the Catholic Church in Boston.
So everybody goes to the Catholic Church.
No, they reported. Have you not seen the movie?
What movie?
Light something?
I know what you're talking
I
about.
know the
yeah.
movie you're talking about, but I don't
Thank
know the
you.
name of it.
I watched it. I fell asleep, but I watched it.
I don't even know what movie you're talking about. You watched it, but you fell asleep. That didn't make any
Well, I
sense.
mean, they're right. They're doing a movie about somebody doing reporting. I mean, that's pretty much like filming a book report.
I still am lost. I don't know what you're
See,
talking
he knows enough about the topic to talk about the topic.
about. No, he knows enough about the topic to stir the pot, not to like give educated takes on the topic.
Considered in.
I don't know if I believe this whole Miami thing. I really don't.
Thankful for the thousands of good priests.
But you were talking about Zach Mettenberger's wife's dad being a coach. Her
Yeah.
dad is Ken Wisenhunt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
he was the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals and Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, he's a quarterback guy. He's a quarterback coach.
So,
See, he was right, but he wasn't right enough. You know what I mean? So
Right, he
can
knows
say it.
enough, enough to get the conversation going, but not enough to really put any info into the conversation.
Big multiple choice guy.
Yeah.
Just give me a couple chances. I'll get one right.
You're a big guy, but that's dangerous. You can convince yourself. When I took my econ test and it was multiple choice, I could convince myself every answer was right.
Econ.
Even though I
is
knew the
a-
answer, I could convince myself it was all right. That's why I hated it.
Ugh.
It was a
Speaking of
because
econ
I don't overthink anything. Ever.
and 420, I thought that would help me, like learn econ. I was like, I'll just get baked before I study this because I had no chance. No, I'd
What is
already
the
tried
what is the reasoning in that?
because I'd already tried it the other way. So I thought,
With
like,
Adderall?
yeah, and I was banging my head against the wall. I was like, I'm
Econ's
not-
like another language, though. You have
I know,
to-
so I was trying to
yeah.
get to that level. I was trying to open my third eye, and I thought I had it figured
Your third
out.
eye, huh?
Yes, and I showed it to people that was majoring in econ, and they're like, "This could not be more wrong." And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, "Okay, well, I'm just done with it."
I got kicked out of an econ class because I was talking too much.
Not you.
Yeah, I was talking to my friends, and they didn't like it. And it was an auditorium class, and it wasn't even talking that much. I was like whispering about something, and it was the head of the econ department. He's not a very nice guy.
I couldn't imagine.
He said, "You out,"
"Yeah, virgin."
and of course I did the whole
Yeah,
Who, me?
This?
this guy?
get out, and I'm like, why? Because of course I'm
Yeah, combative.
yeah. I was like, why? He's
Not
like,
my fault.
You're talking too much. I'm like, I'm not talking loud. Like I'm not messing. He goes, you're distracting me. Actually, he goes, you're distracting all the people around you. And I go, there's nobody within 5 rows of me. I'm not
talking
distracting
to him.
anybody. He goes, well, you're distracting me. Get out. I'm like, okay.
Fine.
Got out, left, went to eat lunch. Didn't get in trouble
The
though,
5.
because the 5 was under construction when I was there,
Oh, Mike.
and I lived right next to it. WCA, right next to the 5 was under
Oh,
construction.
yeah. Didn't y'all have didn't athletes have their own side too?
They
In the
used to,
5?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Oh,
was
yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
yeah.
they had their own side,
Oh,
but now
no.
they have their own cafeteria.
Never 5'd. Wasn't a 5 guy.
Never 5. Wasn't a 5 guy.
Big 5 guys.
I do like 5 guys, but I wasn't a 5 guy.
Oh, yeah, if you got $45 to spend on a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that?
5 guys.
25.
Is it expensive?
Buddy. I mean, you got to pay
expensive?
all 5 guys.
Well, we got derailed a little bit. Get back to it.
Jarvis
Wide
Landry.
receivers.
What?
You were talking wide
We're
receivers.
talking about wide receivers and talking about the Saints. We need an offensive tackle, I think, more than we need a wide receiver. We need a left tackle.
And if you draft a left tackle, you expect him to start.
And you draft a left tackle, you expect him to be there for 10 years. You know what I mean? Like, you expect him to be your guy.
He already swung and missed on O-line though last year.
Who?
Or 2 years ago? Cesar Ruiz.
Yeah, but I wasn't a tackle, though.
I know, that's what I'm saying, but it's just whoever's in charge of that
you
department.
Ramczyk to left tackle? I mean, that's got to happen, right?
Well, wasn't Ruiz like a center in
Yeah,
college?
center. He was a center at Michigan.
And he just struggled at guard.
I think you move. Yeah, Ruiz, that was before the Patrick Queen. Should have taken Patrick Queen.
Well,
We talked about that. Patrick Queen didn't want to come.
Yeah.
He would have come. Gladly.
He would have loved it.
Gladly. But he wasn't.
Him and the All Blacks.
And look, people got mad at him. People got mad at him for like not being a Saints fan. Who cares? Like, it's okay. He wasn't
I'm
a
not a
Saints
Saints
fan.
fan.
Like, he was a Cowboys fan.
What are you a fan of?
I don't really like I don't have a team.
You
I
keep
just-
saying that. You don't
wanna
like
play.
basketball. You don't like
I
football.
just like LSU. I just grew up
He just
watching
likes to be. He just likes
LSU.
to be in the middle.
There you
He likes to
go.
be in the middle. He doesn't want to. He
Yeah,
doesn't
I
want
don't like to put myself in a.
to. So you're not an LSU fan?
No, I love LSU. That's
Okay.
the only emotional tie.
You gotta
to
love
sports
LSU.
that
You
I
can't love LSU. You're out. You're out
Yeah.
of here. You're out of the group.
No, like NFL, pro sports.
You're off the team.
I just watch players.
See, I'm not that on baseball. I didn't grow up like a baseball fan of anyone. I just loved baseball. So like I just watched
Anyone.
teams. I guess if you could say I was a fan, I was more of a Braves fan than anything.
Well, I'm a Dodgers fan. Baseball, like yeah. Honestly, like no, literally, I have a picture of me in the Dodger Stadium, like
Oh, that's
at
fun.
8 years old. Like I'm literally, like I was in the
Nothing
Dodgers
wrong with
Kids
that.
Club. Yeah, Teddy Bucks.
Do we draft a cornerback? Do you think we need a cornerback? I don't think we need one.
Corner?
Mhm.
No,
Not
I
a
wouldn't-
quarterback.
I wouldn't think. Well, that's where a lot of the mock
think they're
drafts are
gonna-
going.
they're-
Are going
they're
for
gonna-
tiny hands.
Trade the 2 picks or not trade a pick and get him at 19 or is it 18?
It's 16 and 19.
16 and
19.
19. I don't want a quarterback in this draft. I don't feel like any of them are very good.
I don't want one either. I don't mind Malik Willett, but I don't think that
He won't be there.
He's not
He
going to
won't.
be there. I think that you wait till next year for a quarterback. Or
Yeah, Andy Dalton.
Ugh.
as a backup, I am so curious to find out what happens with Baker Mayfield. I have no idea what's going to happen with him. He doesn't want to go to Carolina, but
Did you see the Carolina coach where he said
The
Sam
Carolina
Darnold's our
player.
starter? No, it was the.
well, you're talking about Robbie Anderson.
Robbie
said
Anderson was
he
like,
said that.
Yeah.
said
Well,
he's
no, but
trash.
then I think it wasn't Matt Rule. It might have been the GM. It was somebody that was connected to Carolina Panthers, and he's on the podium talking, and they're like, "Is Sam Darnold your starter next, like for the year?" And he goes, "Absolutely." And then about 3 minutes later, he goes, "You know what? When I said Sam Darnold was a starter, I've been trying to be better with the media. I shouldn't have said that." And they just had to retract it live because just threw him right under the bus.
But they came out and said the article was that Sam Darnold is announced as a starter.
That's what it was. And then he came back in that same interview and said, "I shouldn't have said that."
Wow,
So Sam Darnold, all-time confidence
Talk
right
about
now.
Tom. Yeah. Jeez.
Seeing ghost.
that's tough.
That's
Sucks.
brutal. I'd rather you've said it on the front end. Like,
Baker's gonna go there.
open
That's the only
competition.
place Baker can have to start next year.
I would have given him like a chance if Joe Brady was there.
Who Baker?
Mm-hmm. He got thrown under the bus immediately.
Who Joe Brady?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Matt
That's
Rule,
tough.
do you think he makes it through the year? Spitting on himself? I mean, he's already getting boozed up at all the conferences.
Great dancer though.
What do you
Great
think that
dancer.
means?
He's a glue guy. He brings the
No,
clubhouse
no.
together.
Do you think he was actually a great dancer?
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit, Matt Rule was torched last
Both.
night.
He probably is a great dancer, but he probably was torched and dancing at the same time.
They usually go hand in hand. Wedding this weekend for me.
Ooh, where at?
Baton Rouge Country Club.
Wow.
It's the
BRCC,
reception.
I've never been to Baton Rouge Country Club.
The only time I've ever been there was for these things. I've never played the course. I'd love
It
to.
doesn't seem that it would fit my personality. I don't think.
A little stuffy.
That's what I hear. I don't know. That's what I hear. I'd assume.
The receptions are fire. I don't
Never-
know
I don't
who's in
even
charge
know.
of those,
I've
but there's
never-
no rules.
I always get way too boozed up at those things.
As you should.
You
That's
should.
the rule.
Open
They
bar.
give it away for free.
God,
Yeah,
if you have a
whatever you
cash
got.
bar at reception, I'm off you. What?
No, that's true, but that sucks. Or what if it's free beer and wine?
I mean, that's better than nothing, but like,
I would rather a cash bar than free beer and wine.
what if you have cash bar plus free beer and wine?
Well, that's
Both.
yeah. I mean, that's fine.
The
But
caveat.
If you're gonna have a cash bar and you can give free beer and wine, like, you
well,
get,
some people don't put liquor out. Like I've been to weddings for like no liquor.
Really?
No, all right,
Mormon?
I've had that too.
I think Baptist.
Yeah. Kiss me.
Yeah, I'm Irish. So
So the modern day ballers, right? Like the actual show ballers with The Rock, is in real life now with the XFL, and
he manifested his destiny.
yeah, he did. I love it. I mean, XFL is partnered with the NFL, right? So like you're going to see really cool things happen in the XFL that are experimental that the NFL may adopt, which has happened in the past with the last XFL league. But you have the USFL, which the gameplay on like the games were on Easter
Sunday.
And that was not good. They were not good.
That's not looking at the schedule, really.
It was not good. How bad is the quarterback? Is Paxton Lynch?
How hard is quarterback to play?
It's very hard. But Paxton Lynch was a first round. How did you miss that much on a first rounder who never played?
Denver?
Yes.
Yeah.
From Memphis.
Missed. Complete whiff.
Oh, I remember him at Memphis. He was a stud. He had the big towel.
Complete whiff. And now he's like stinking it up in the USFL. But you had those games, right? So then the XFL is they're basically trying to engulf the USFL. They're coming out and they're offering more pay to their players. Now, when you have the NFL, one of the biggest
businesses
industries in the world, like I mean, we talked about it during COVID, like the NFL was going to change some of the policies of that how COVID was handled around the world.
Which is back, by the way.
Which apparently COVID is back.
How's it back?
Philly started it. Now you have to wear the mask in the hospitals again.
But not on airplanes.
But not on airplanes.
Not on airplanes. Thank you, Florida. That's Florida. That's a Florida.
Oh, did airplanes get COVID repellent?
Florida.
Yeah, you smoked cigarettes in there now. You're good.
I don't understand it. Listen, it's a virus. The virus is not going to go away. But it's not killing people. We're not getting to that.
Yes.
Why are you so big on smoking cigarettes on airplanes?
That just seems awesome.
Thank you. Yeah,
Sounds terrible.
Yeah, it sounds like
I don't even like. I hate smoking cigarettes.
It's the
But I just like the idea of it.
But the XFL is trying to, like, I put the article in here. They are literally trying to basically just undercut the USFL. Better players. Because, to be honest with you, the only way these leagues work is if the players are good. Like, if people want to watch it, like, they don't want to watch a semi-pro league, like a high school football league. Like, they don't want to see that. They want to watch guys that are actually good and they're playing. And the fact that The Rock is running the XFL makes me have a lot more confidence in the XFL. I think it's going to be a lot more fun. It's going to be a lot more entertaining. And you can't be the NFL. You can't make it look like the NFL, but you can be football and just have your spin on it and make it entertaining. And that's what's gonna make it work.
Do you think he'll do WWE entrances like how he did for the Super Bowl, like every game?
I would love that.
I would love
for baseball to do the entrances that they do in Japan.
Did you see Bill Burr commentating this Red Sox game last night?
No, was it great?
They said to make him a permanent commentator.
That should be the Romo cast. Like, screw Alex Rodriguez.
100%. That's what they should
be
do.
Bill Burr.
That's what baseball should do. Baseball should be more fun, and that's how you make it more fun. That's how you make it more engaging. That's how you make people watch the game. Even though it's a long game, people think it's boring. That's how you make it not boring. You have somebody on there that's entertaining. It's going to make it laugh. It's not just talking about baseball. Just talking baseball is not going to entertain a lot of people. You can have the baseball talk, but let's make the baseball talk fun.
I mean, that's what happens when you go to a game. You're bullshitting with your boys, and you look up, and there's a home run, and everyone's having a good time.
Well, I mean, I think you're really missing the mark here. Did you not hear Lynn Rollins and Ronnie Rance on the call?
He's hotter than a fire ant on a fever blister.
Did you see the solo home run? I don't know who hit it. I know who hit the solo homer. Was it Trey Morgan?
Oh, Morgan Apotaka, yeah.
Yes, and he thought it got robbed, and he called it as a catch. Even though it was not even close. He did. But he was like, it's caught!
Like the Matt Discouragement home run that was...
the Yankees announcer did that. John Sterling.
Oh, the Yankees announcer. A home run that was a fly ball at the Emergency Rolling Track.
He did that also. 0 for 2.
Lynn Rollins did too?
Yeah, yesterday. But he has fun up there. He had a good time.
Boy. But that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about that. Lynn Rollins done it for a long time. And... he has his own quirky stuff, and people enjoy it. Teach their own, right? Not everybody's cup of tea. But as far as like making baseball fun, like yes, the Bill Burr stuff, that is like what you need, right? And you've gotta start making these things entertaining, right? Like football is a little bit easier because football is already entertaining. It's fast paced, it's action,
hits,
and like that's already going to be there. But when you have a sport that's not action packed, that's not fast paced, there's a lot of talking and a lot of story. You can get the baseball. The person talking and doing it has to be educated in baseball. They have to be able to talk the game. They have to be able to explain what's going on and allow you to follow along with the actual gameplay of the game. But you want to be able to do that in a fun, entertaining way. Like there's a lot of entertaining personalities in baseball, and you should put those people on the air. Stop making it so buttoned up. Like, make it fun. Do you agree or disagree?
No, I agree, but I think that's such a hard slot to find of people that are both very educated in the game and able to speak it the way that you would want from a broadcaster.
Maybe have a 3-person booth. Well,
that's what the Mannings have done it, because the Mannings are funny. You have Peyton that can really talk the game, and he's very looking at telling you what you're supposed to see. You have Eli making fun of him for doing that. Then you bring on a guest who's just like, "This is awesome. I'm watching the game with you."
Right, and that's the thing. Like, look, we are going to have some live streaming baseball games here, not necessarily in this studio, but at Earl's and stuff that we're doing, and I want to not call the game, obviously. Like, I don't want to call the game. But, commentary. Yeah, like, having the commentary and talk. Like, I'm going to have some of the guys in there and having fun. And, like just being in the game last night with 4 or 5 of the guys that I've played with here, it was fun. Because you make fun of each other. You laugh. You talk about, experiences of that same exact play or something. It makes it better. Right, and it's just
because y'all are in the scenario of not only you played at LSU, you're able to put yourself in that position, and then you can laugh at it now because you've been there before. So that's what makes it good. And I do feel like I've been kind of clamoring for this to happen, for whether it be older generation of players do this for LSU baseball because the relationships are so tight, but to have the younger guns come up and do it, I think that's going to be entertaining because y'all are funny, but then you understand what you're looking at and you can explain the game if it's a close one.
Right, and I think, but that's here. I think that they can do that. If they're trying to do the Manning cast stuff, they missed the mark on the people there.
For baseball?
Yes.
The K-Cast?
The K-Cast is not good.
That's a dangerous name.
2 away.
2 away. And a deep drop by Castellanos.
Yeah, good recovery.
I can't wait to get Nick on this. Go ahead.
Do you think that you talked about the XFL and maybe a little wrestler-style broadcasting? Is that what McAfee's up to? Do you think so. Because he's talked with The Rock?
And he talked with...
McMahon?
No, he talked with... Because he started saying, I'm up to something, and he posted the video of him and... he's on Amazon now.
Kirk Herbstreit?
Nope.
Michaels?
Al Michaels.
Holy shit.
I think he's going to be a part of that booth.
And tie that into College Game Day with Herbstreit.
Because him and Herbstreit loves him.
Yeah.
Al Michaels loves him. That's what that just came to me. That just came to me. That's what he's doing.
Are we calling that shot?
I'm calling the shot.
Breaking news.
I'm calling the shot. I'm not breaking news. I'm guessing, but I think that's what he's doing. He's up to something. That's what he's doing. It's not going to be he already has this big sponsor. They're moving into a new studio. It's none of that stuff. It is, he had another, he announced a WWE deal before. It's another move. It's another part of his brand. Boy, he is going to be flying all over the place. That means he's got to do Thursday Night Football and SmackDown on Fridays.
And College Game Day.
SmackDown's coming to Baton Rouge.
I don't know if he's going to do College Game Day. What's that?
SmackDown's coming to Baton Rouge.
When?
June.
Let's go.
They're cheap. It's $25.
I've never been to a wrestling event.
I did when I was younger. It was awesome.
I worked a wrestling event when I worked at the Cajun Dome, and it was
yeah,
and it was cool. It was cool.
The Cajun Dome gets popping.
Yeah, you get to see them do their little pre-match
routine
and their stage and everything, and they got the script out. It's pretty cool.
Is it Friday Night SmackDown?
Yeah.
So McAfee will be here in Baton Rouge.
My buddy tried to go to a wrestling event when we were young in Alexandria at the Coliseum, but the wrestler died. He jumped off the top rope. He's supposed to be strapped in. Splat, canceled it.
Oh, this was
I think it was like WW something. It was like
Or
a
was
big
it,
deal.
what were the other ones? It was WWE, WWF.
No, WWF was WWE.
Right. So then you had the other one. What was the other one?
I know exactly. It was like on TNT or something like that.
Yeah.
This was when we were like kids.
It was the one like Kurt Angle was on. I forget-
Yeah.
I forget what it was called though.
He was supposed to be strapped in trying to do like the Sting thing.
Oof.
How's that crowd in Alexandria?
Exactly what like Boston Light.
A lot of doctors and lawyers.
Yeah, oh yeah. If you have sleeves on your shirt, you can't get in.
Affliction shirt's big in Alexandria.
Oh yeah.
And in Lafayette they are. Or they used to be.
Call City Bar in Lafayette, get your ass kicked for no reason.
Yeah, UFC fights. So they were getting some real fights happening.
They're watching the fights like it's
Yeah.
they're trying to
And
cosplay.
they're looking for people. They're
Exactly.
staring you down.
See, bars should never play UFC.
But that's all they do.
Yeah, because people get like, I want to do that now.
Yeah.
And they're drinking Red Bull vodkas and are on trend
taking
like
trend.
someone.
What?
Huh?
What?
What?
Just trying to make the shirt look good.
God, SmackDown. I'm
I know.
I'm going. I'm gonna go.
They put on a great show.
I'm gonna try to get in
How
touch.
long are those
I'm gonna get in
things?
touch with McAfee.
Reach out. Call him now.
Oscar Sheepway just announced that he's going
Dude, I
back to
remember.
Kentucky.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's gonna fuck us
Yeah,
up.
he just announced that he's going. He was just on ESPN. I don't know if he,
him on
if he was
Wow.
just announcing on ESPN, but
National
yeah,
Player of the Year.
Wow.
unanimous.
Did he not think that he was gonna be drafted high? I mean, I know he's
School
an
record,
undersized
double-doubles.
center.
I don't know where he'd play in the NBA. You
I
know?
mean,
Yeah.
he's an undersized center, but he gets a bunch of rebounds and he plays good defense. Like I know
physical.
he's got a wingspan big enough to like cover like a bigger center.
Well,
You
he'd
know
be
what I
like a Bismack Biombo.
What's that?
Be like a Bismack Biombo.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, he got featured a lot last night.
Bismack?
Yeah.
Yeah, because his
Bismack.
little
What a name.
charity.
you
It's
can't
scary.
move. You can't move the Big O around. He's a brick shit house.
Yeah.
Oscar?
Yeah, that's when. I mean, I always go back to it, but whenever I saw Efton reach out, back him down, and he
No.
didn't fucking move, I'm like, oh boy,
We're in for a night.
you got no shot.
It was like the opening scene of Semi-Pro when they keep
Do
throwing
you
it
remember what I'm
back.
talking about? Like, he went shoulder. He's like, oh, okay, give it back out. Let's try this thing again.
Let me reach that.
Let's try this again. Okay, I'm gonna have to go. Let me try to bring him out, and like that's not gonna work either because he's more athletic than you too. He's stronger and more athletic than you, and just you're a baby giraffe.
He's still in the portal.
I can
I
say
was
that.
just going to ask. Is he
Of course, he's
still
still in the portal.
He could.
Where's he gonna go?
Come back.
I don't want him back.
Dude, he was the number
Oh.
2 center in the country.
Give him a
And
chance,
then-
Yeah, they
Mikey.
missed. I think they missed.
I mean, he was young and he was like he
He
was
didn't
better than
show
everybody.
His
he
mother
played.
is gonna rip you apart.
Here, why?
She
Mama Bear.
listens, Mama Bear.
Yeah,
Does she
Mama
listen?
Bear.
Oh.
She does not play.
She doesn't listen to my show. I think your son's a very nice kid. I just would like
That's
to see him.
also an insult. A very nice man playing basketball.
I didn't even call him man. I call him a kid.
That's even worse.
He's a kid.
He can't drink beer.
Do you think you could
kid.
score on him?
No,
Fuck no.
I could. No.
Wow, Mikey, you have Florida Man in the chat. This is the name, Florida Man.
Florida man. Speaking of Florida man, I got a text from our old trainer though.
He
He's a
he
Florida
asks,
guy.
isn't this the guy who got hit in the head? I'm guessing he's asking
Uh,
about you.
that
That
was-
worked. I always do that tag in the shows. Mikie Mahtook hitting head, and look, full circle. It worked.
I
Florida
did.
man.
I did get hit in the head in New York.
And he cussed him.
I said fuck twice.
Florida Man.
Second one you
what
let
weird
rip.
things
I
have
was
you
not
done?
happy. Then-
Did
What?
you see the licking of the fingers and who's my Angel?
Angel Hernandez. It's a. I mean, look.
It's a tale as old as time.
Technically, you can't do it on the rubber. Like you have to be off the mound, like off the rubber to lick your fingers. I get it. So he was wrong, but
Why?
because that's always been the rule. You can't lick your fingers on the rubber. You have
But
to be
why?
off the rubber.
Because it's baseball.
It's just it's like
Adhesive.
anytime you're on the if you're on the rubber, you have to like it's like
Let's
your
go.
actions to pitch. So you can't do anything that's out of your normal actions, right? That's
Like
just
pick
the-
your foot up 6 or 7 times.
No, that's setting.
Oh, okay.
That's coming set. But it's like when you're here and you're on the rubber, you can't you can turn and come and set, but you can't do.
Yeah.
It's ready to go, right?
And then once you come set, you can't turn your shoulders anymore. You have to do the peak.
Right.
The shoulder lick.
Right. But don't. I mean, Angel Hernandez, it's all about him.
I always lick my fingers when the rubber.
And look,
off.
he may have been, he's in the right, he had the right role. It's just I'm not a huge fan. So there's not very many players that are huge fans of Angel Hernandez. Speaking of baseball, though, I know we talked a little bit about. Go ahead.
Arrieta retired.
Arrieta retired. Said he hasn't officially signed the papers, but his time's up. It's time for the new generation, he said.
He's coaching his kid's little league team.
Yeah, I like Jake.
He went
Quirky
on.
guy. Great, nice guy, quirky guy. Paints his toenails and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. But he's like super, he's shredded. He's like
Yeah,
jacked.
he's huge.
Yeah.
He did. He got real into like Pilates.
Yeah, he does.
got,
a
like,
lot
the
of Pilates.
Pilates board
I think he
that-
got Aaron Nola into that.
Wow.
Aaron's a big Pilates guy. He never had shorts on that were not cut. He always cut his shorts shorter.
I love
And
that.
they're like cut. I'm like, dude, what is your deal?
That's what we do with this.
Sleeves, no sleeves.
No
Always
sleeves.
cut off.
Well, he's ripped.
Yeah, he's shredded. Good dude. I liked him.
There was one period I think he had over 20 wins, 1 loss, and had like an 0.6 ERA.
When he was in Chicago.
And the only time he lost was they got no hit by Cole Hamels. Like he was at one point.
That's
Yeah, he was,
dealing.
he was moving. He was throwing 96 with that much movement. It was
And it
nasty.
just goes away.
His slider wasn't as sharp, and he said movement, but his slider wasn't sharp. He wasn't throwing as hard. You know
He
what
got
I mean?
shelled.
Yeah, and he started getting hit, and it just
It's over.
happens. Age, man, it's hard. A lot of innings on a lot of pitches on the arm takes its toll on you. But last thing, we went to 12:33. That's pretty good. It's a lot of bullshit, but whatever. Charlie Blackmon, you said he stinks right now. He hasn't been playing very well, but he did sign an endorsement deal with a sportsbook. I think you're going to see a lot more of that. It's like the first domino. You need the first one. You need the trendsetter,
Like Calvin
the
Ridley.
trailblazer. Calvin was gambling. He was doing some parlays.
Yeah.
But
He was just looking for a
yeah,
sponsorship.
he was just trying to, he was at home. He was bored. He was trying to make some money. I get it. He's betting on. I don't think I get the not betting on things, but like if you're betting for something to happen, like on your team and like or personal, like accolades, like hey, I'm betting on me to have 10 plus strikeouts today as a pitcher, like that's for the good. Like you're trying to pitch well,
like futures on yourself.
right? But.
Unless like your manager's like,
Sports
hey,
gambling's not-
intentional walk, and you're like, hold on. I need another.
got some money. Get some bullshit. That's bullshit. You're gonna see a lot of fights. I mean, look, you have sports betting is not going away. It's only gonna get bigger. You already had Manfred came out and said that he was against it, and then came out. Same with Goodell.
Oh wait,
4 or
there's
5
money to
years
be
ago said, oh no, sports gambling is not going to be good for NFL. And then it came out and says, no, sports gambling is great for the NFL. It's going to be a great partnership. This is where the game's going. It's more engagement. Same thing. Manfred did the same thing.
It's because I saw that check.
Right. He's all for it. It's all great. So now, there's going to be, you're going to see more players and athletes have these endorsement deals. Now, going with Maxim Sportsbook's an interesting decision, but it's only in Colorado right now. So maybe I guess it's a hometown deal, and I don't know how much they're paying. I'm sure they're giving them a nice little hefty thing. But the real thing I want to talk about, because I love this city, and our friend Jordy Collada had just gotten back from the city in Nashville. There's talking Dave Stewart has a group of people that they're raising about $2 billion to create an expansion team in Nashville.
It's my Uncle Dave. My last name's Stewart.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, if he's your uncle, get him on the show.
Oh yeah, I'll call him up.
Uh-huh.
This would be an expansion MLB team.
Expansion MLB team in Nashville. They've been talking about it. It makes sense. If you have an expansion team there, you need another one.
Don't
You have to have two.
expand.
You have to come in twos.
The Oakland A's do not deserve a team. I'm putting my foot in this.
No. They do.
Move
That was what Manfred said, though. That's what he said. He said, before we start talking expansion, we have to first have a new stadium for Oakland and a new stadium for Tampa.
Mikey, there was 3,000 fans at the A's game last
Yeah, because
night.
they traded everybody away. But Oakland usually gets in the playoffs. Like they are.
He won 100 games last year.
Yeah, they should be a team because they're good. You just need to give them a new stadium. They can't be playing that football field. That's brutal, terrible, awful.
Is it that bad?
It is awful.
Have you played there?
Yes, awful. The foul territory is like
40 yards.
30 yards, bro. Like, you hit a ball and it's like, well, fuck, I'm just going to go back to the dugout. I'm out. This ball should be 17 rows deep, and the fucking outfielder is running and camped under a ball that should be way into the stands. Out. And you got to walk all the way back, and the dugout stinks. It's short. It is brutal. Brutal. I'd rather play in the Trop. Trop's way better than that. Trop's way better than that. Brutal. They need a new stadium, for sure.
They would add 2 teams.
If you have an expansion, you have to add 2 teams. I would think Nashville. If you have one in Nashville, it's going to be hard to put one in Charlotte because that's pretty close to each other.
Vegas?
I know they're trying to put one in
Vegas baseball?
I know they're trying to put one
Indoor.
in Montreal. Montreal wants a team again. So, I don't know. I don't know if Montreal, but I mean Vegas. Obviously, it seems like Austin. Oh, then you have Houston, Dallas.
But it's such a big city.
San Antonio's probably you don't want one there.
They don't need any more baseball teams.
Why?
We have the Reds, we have the Pirates, we have all of these teams that you need to actually be good.
Yeah, no doubt, but they're not. I mean, adding expansion teams, like, I mean, it's not going to hurt that. It's not going to make them better. Like
It just dilutes the product even more.
No, not necessarily. What if you have an expansion team that really tries to win and go out there and spends money?
Mm-hmm. I think you need more Southern teams. It's just the Braves, really.
Nashville would be awesome.
Yeah.
Vegas wouldn't be a bad spot. I know they mentioned like Oklahoma City. I don't know.
You need like a Midwest. Give Montana one.
Oklahoma City Bombers.
Whoa.
I'm just thinking of names.
That's slow.
Those
So
are
they're
low-key
talking about it'd be the Nashville Stars.
Oh,
That's
why?
the name of the. I don't know. That's what they said. Nashville Stars.
Nashville Bombers.
It'd be a lot of it would be. I read the article said a lot of it would be revolved around the history of like. I think Nashville Stars was a used to be like an old Negro League team. Like that was one of the names that are there, and like they're gonna revolve it around that, and like which is awesome. But Nashville is a huge baseball state.
They should
Tennessee's
do
a state,
one
but
like
baseball
old
state.
timey game a year where you have to wear the glove and the uniforms.
Oh, the glove. Yeah, they do the.
The unis for the are we doing another
Is the Field of Dreams game?
Field of Dreams
I
game?
hope you just
I'm
don't
sure.
build that for one game.
The players want it because they get like $15,000 extra to play that game.
And it was just awesome.
Yeah,
Why do they get more money?
because you get to play those special games, you get paid more. You get like it's incentive to do it. Like you go play like some of those guys go play Mexico, like after spring training or in spring training or like an exhibition game, you get paid to do it. It's great.
I mean, Nashville is just a random fact, but they did just get a new soccer team for whatever the soccer league is in America. That's
I mean, they have
MLS.
MLS.
Put
Yeah,
some
but
respect
it's the
on their
biggest.
name.
Nashville has
David Beckham played in the MLS.
Of course.
Freddie Adu played in MLS.
Yes.
But it's the biggest
Pele.
sports stadium
I don't
in
think that happened.
He
North
did.
America.
Played for New York.
Did he?
It's the biggest soccer stadium in North America. So like Nashville, they're gonna go balls to the walls.
But no, they have a AAA team there.
How is
Um,
it? That stadium?
It could be better. I mean, it's
I
not
think,
awful, but it
dude,
could be
just
better.
make that Charlotte. Just expand that Charlotte stadium into.
See, the thing about that, I think they'd have to redo the whole thing.
Really?
I know
That's
they built
such
it.
a great stadium.
I know they built it to go up and make it into a big league stadium. I mean, Charlotte would be a great place for a big league team too. Be awesome. So maybe you put both. Maybe you put Nashville and Charlotte.
I think it's too close.
I agree, but
Baton Rouge.
no.
New Orleans.
You got the what's the new summer ball team they have here?
Rougarou.
Rougarou. You proud of Ronnie?
Yep.
TCL, bro. Texas
Rougarou.
Collegiate League. It's the summer league.
Boy, we went a long time BSing today. That's a great.
I could
day.
go to do this for 2 more hours.
That's a great day. This is like you're in our living room, ladies and gentlemen. Let's end it.
Well, you gotta do your curtain call.
I am. That's okay. Let's go towards the end of the show. We got curtain call. We have what's for lunch. I already know what's for lunch because I have a meeting with Ed Earls after the show, and I'm gonna go somewhere over there. So I already know what's for lunch. So
Smoothie King.
Can we say it on
we
3?
can,
I
we
know
can
what
do
it
that
is.
on 3. You don't
3.
know. You do not know what it is. But curtain call first before what's for lunch. So my curtain call, and look, I know you're looking up. I know you don't have one.
That's not true. I did have one.
I have one, and it's not necessarily the actual why, it's not because they won, but my current call is the Pels, and it's not because they won the game in Phoenix. It's not because they are in the playoffs. It's because they are creating fun. Anytime you have a winning team in New Orleans, it's fun, right? Like New Orleans is better. The state of Louisiana is better. Everybody enjoys coming to New Orleans, and the Pels are good and they're exciting. They have a bunch of young guys, and then just the culture that everybody has they have brought back to New Orleans is fun. So current call that going out to Phoenix and winning is great, but it's bigger than that for me. And whether they win another game in the series or not, They're my curtain call.
I would hope they would get one more.
Yeah.
That place is going to be on tilt for Friday
And
night.
I want to go to it.
Do you think they bring like Manny Fresh or somebody? They have to bring somebody in for
Juvie, Lil Boozy,
Damn.
Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne would be the bigger. Would be the
All of them. Boozy asked to get season tickets from Brandon Ingram. My curtain call, staying in the same city, but now he's in a different one, which puts more stock into the Sean Payton to Miami with Tom Brady that never happened. Thomas Morstead just signed with the Dolphins.
Hey,
their punter.
that
Only
puts
punter
more
on.
stock, huh?
Well, who do you think they asked if Thomas Morstead still has the leg?
They looked at his year last year, probably.
He stunk last year.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He was better last year than he was with the Saints.
He was hurt for the Saints.
His last year with New Orleans was terrible.
I know they stunk for the Falcons, but now Sean,
No, he didn't stink. He was okay with the Falcons.
I think he was bad.
I think you're wrong.
I think I just read about it.
I think
So
he
looking
was
up a curtain
okay.
call.
I don't think he was terrible. I do like. I didn't mean to show on your curtain call. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm just trying to give light to the people that are in the darkness. He was, looking on the outside, looking in. He was running the Crescent City 4K, 10K, whatever that is. So he was running marathons, not training to
4K.
punt.
Computers for less fortunate people. The only reason I know that is because Hold the Mayo.
Hold the Mayo.
posted it.
4K?
Yeah, the 10K or 4K or whatever you're talking about.
yeah, with
it
the
was
bunny?
for people with less fortunate people who don't have
With the
computers.
Easter Bunny.
Thomas
right next to
Morstead,
him.
good guy, curtain call.
Great guy. Great guy.
Was it how long is a 4K? That's not very long.
Oh, it's like
There's no such thing as a 5K.
It's 5K, yeah. 5 and
5,
3.
3.2
what is it,
miles.
2 miles?
I think they did a 4K for the kids,
4K.
because computers.
I mean, if 5K is 3.2 miles, I would guess 4K would be.
No, it's a 10K.
Where we get 4K?
Yeah, I've never heard of a
picture's
4K,
4K.
run.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought they were doing like a thing with computers, like a 4K
Oh,
screen.
yeah, okay.
I get it.
I understand it, but I've never heard of a 4K run. So that's my curtain call and your curtain call. I like Thomas Morstead. I think he's a great guy. It's a good curtain call.
Probably the first punter to ever actually work out.
Mm-hmm.
He crushes it in the gym.
No, first punter ever to work out is Weatherford.
Yeah.
Have you seen that guy?
Oh yes,
He's like a
I
fitness
have.
model now.
I know. I followed him on Instagram, but he does way too much.
Too much, but he's
He's-
yoked.
Cold plunging every morning, like
He is
4:30.
yoked.
Yoked.
Yeah, he's like a
Unattainable.
performance guy. He's like a live better guy. You know what I mean? Like a
Rejuvenate?
no. I mean
Probably.
that stuff, but like more of like a self help,
yes.
like betterment person.
Yeah, he's
God.
going for like your brain. Like,
Yeah.
wants you to meditate,
Yeah,
sit in
yeah,
the cold
Which
tub.
I'm all, I
Me
I
too.
believe in a
Me
lot of
too.
that.
Me
But
too. But
that's-
he did
that's
every
what he's doing.
day. He's very committed.
He's shredded. So that's probably the first.
just gonna stick to that 45
Yeah, it'd be good. You'd be good.
day challenge
Under
coming up.
you'll be fine.
That would be excellent.
That'd be great. All right, what's for lunch is brought to you by Doe's Eat Place. I'm holding off on going to Doe's for lunch for about a couple more weeks. I'm getting the summer body tight.
And tonight, you're splurging.
That's not splurging tonight. I'm grilling steaks.
Sausages,
Sausage is not bad.
steaks,
Steak, sausage.
more steaks.
Maybe some sweet potatoes. Maybe some asparagus. See?
Big P day.
Coffee. Yeah, smelly pea. Okay, what's for lunch? We're gonna do it. 1, 2, 3, and we're all gonna say it. Y'all aren't gonna get this. You don't even know this restaurant I'm saying, but
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Smoothie
Fresh
king.
junkie.
Phil's.
Wait, who?
Fresh Junkie. It's healthy. Wraps and salads right next to Phil's.
Good for you.
Good for you. Oh, I've seen that place.
That's good.
What's it called?
Fresh Junkie.
I don't know what was in there.
Free hugs and is it free hugs and free high
now I'm
fives and hugs or
interested.
something? That's what their sign says. Thanks for watching this stupid show that we had today. It was great. We had fun.
Best show we've had this year.
We had fun. We were just chilling. Happy 420 day. Just another day on Wednesday. Just another Wednesday on our calendars.
Yeah, it doesn't really change anything for me.
Doesn't change.
I did wonder this. If because it's legal now, marijuana pretty much everywhere, if it ruins kind of the holiday
It's
for
decriminalized
people.
everywhere.
No, it doesn't.
What?
It does. And like, I mean,
No.
I don't really like 420 is cool. Like, I mean, it's like
Does Cinco de Mayo ruin margaritas?
No.
No.
No,
So
There you go.
there you go. There is it.
That's
There
true.
it is.
but not everybody. I mean, pretty much everybody drinks margaritas. It feels like this was a day for people. I mean, that's what the song is. That's what the day was about.
Honestly, to be honest with you, I should go to Chiba Hut today
Dude.
in honor of it.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was
Might as well be at the
thinking.
window.
Huh?
A lot of places are gonna be packed.
Yeah, it's gonna be out the
think?
door for sure.
Yeah, they're
Right
like,
now at 12:47.
Yes.
You gotta
call
think
them and
about
ask
it.
them.
You got to think about it. A bunch of college kids are.
I mean,
I'm
that's
toasted up
their
right
brand.
It's breakfast.
That is
time.
their brand.
How many? I mean, you don't go to class today, huh? If you're in that department, you skip.
Go to class.
Go to class.
Oh, I've been in class
Super bized.
baked. Like
History class is
just
the best.
in there,
I've
just
never done
like,
that.
wow,
I
what
don't
are we
do that.
learning today?
I've never done that.
Yeah, it does feel like sometimes you're more interested, but then it just goes too long. You're
Yeah.
like,
Then you're like, wow, this is
Yeah.
blowing my high now.
yeah. Ugh.
Maybe not go to class, but
Yeah, well,
I enjoyed going to class. At least I would
bet
go.
you did.
I would at least go on campus.
yeah, of course
Yeah.
you liked it, dude. A different lifestyle than what
Except
we
when I
had.
had to, except when it was like right when the fall semester started and it was hot as shit and I wore a gray shirt and had my backpack. I take it off and had the backpack strap sweat on. Like, damn it, it's terrible.
That's
That's
why
a
you gotta
bad
wear a
move.
white beater underneath.
Bad move. I never had any wife beaters on. Never owned them.
See?
No,
That's where you went wrong.
Yeah. Always go white beater under.
not me. I just walk
I
super
just stopped-
slow.
I just stopped wearing gray shirts.
Yeah.
You and Noah.
Whew.
$30.
What a day.
Great
What a
day.
show.
I
What a
was gonna
day.
Say something.
Nobody
About
responded
gray
to any of
shirts.
my text messages today. Speaking of Noah, welcome. You missed all the Pels talk.
Do you want to have any? Give your Pels take in 1 minute or less if you can.
Do they win the series now that Devin Booker's hurt?
I don't think Devin Booker's hurt. I think it was more of a precaution.
Okay, but if he is,
If he is, I think it goes 7 games.
did you think that they were going to steal a game and you thought they were going to win one game in Phoenix?
I knew it wasn't going to be game 1. I thought it was going to be last night. I thought they were going to win no matter what.
Okay.
They'd still won.
Devin Booker had 31 points in the first half.
3 quarters.
But the Pelicans.
How many did he end up with?
31.
31.
He didn't score any more in the third quarter? Because he got hurt almost at the end of the third quarter. So you just.
Dude, my TV, I don't know what was going on, but the only way I could watch it, so I have the TNT app on my Xbox. And so I have that pulled up to watch it. And every time I could, you know how it has like the preview screen of like what you can watch? That's the only thing that would show the game. So I had to watch it with TNT brought to you by whoever the fuck the sponsor was. They got so much airtime from me because if I went to click on it and make it play in the full screen, it was just black with the commentary. So it was like listening. I was watching the radio. But if
watching the radio.
but if I kept it on the preview spot, I could watch the game just with like half the screen I could see. So
Wow.
I just did it like that.
How do you not remember the sponsor? Seeing it that much.
It was a car, I think,
Kia?
Kia.
maybe.
TNT sponsored by Kia.
It was something like that. Or
The NBA playoffs are.
it was
Hyundai?
It was something like that. But I was trying not to look at it. I
Toyota?
wasn't watching that part of
Out
the
of
game.
spite?
It was auto car, something like that.
CarMax.
CarMax. It was fucking CarMax.
So not a dealership.
No, well,
Okay.
but that's what happened. That's still so. Don't say I don't like the Pelicans. I watched it with.
I never said you didn't like the
I
Pelicans.
did earlier, but
He did.
I'd say I didn't. I said I didn't watch.
He
them.
said I watched 3 games this whole season.
I mean, I watched them. I just I didn't. I know it's hard to talk about it when like people aren't really interested to hear about it. But now they're in the playoffs. Everybody deep down in their hearts, they're front runners. If someone's good, they want to follow them, right? And if they're winning,
Stevie's
they're
right
relevant,
there.
and like you follow. So
Everybody's a Pels fan now.
I have always enjoyed the Pels. Like I'm not gonna say I was diehard, but I've always watched them. I've always kept up with them, and like, but
That 2 of 15 start didn't deter you.
no, I mean I still like it. They're on. I would glance. I'd watch. I'd make sure I knew what was going on. It's just I enjoy basketball, and you know when they're better, it's better. New Orleans is better. If there's a winning team in New Orleans, I don't care what you are, it's fun.
I used to be a December basketball guy, but this is the first month.
Basketball
time.
should not start until Christmas.
Yeah, that's
I
when I
believe
used to
that.
start watching. But this is the first. These are the first games I've watched all year.
Well, at least you're honest about it.
But I love them. I'm back on.
I told you, NBA playoffs, MLB playoffs always bring the fans back. That's the whole season. You go to the playoffs, that brings the fans back, no matter what. It's because they're both of them are electric. Both of them.
That's true. God, playoff baseball is wild.
Wild.
NHL playoffs.
NHL too. NHL games are awesome. I love NHL.
Yeah, did you see that guy knock that beer off to get the girls' attention? Mm-hmm. Smart move.
Hey, NHL, the players are. They probably get the most beef of all leagues.
And all the leagues. Cool.
ice
Well, they
bunnies.
are all like
The ice
man
bunnies, what they
rockets.
call them, I
Yeah.
Snow bunnies, yeah.
No, is it the snow bunnies or
Ice
bunnies?
rockets.
Ice bunnies, snow bunnies, yeah.
I
They all
mean, they're
got
all
no
like
teeth,
6'6",
and they all
yeah.
party hard. They're not actually not that big. They're not all that big. They just look bigger because they have skates
and pads.
and pads, and they got no teeth, and they fight. That's what girls like. They want to see it. They want to see the ruggedness of fighting.
I'll take these teeth out
They,
right now.
you'd fit in right. You'd fit in perfectly with them.
I bet so.
The way they party.
Yes. That's all I have. A glue guy.
You're a glue guy. You're a glue guy.
Yeah,
All right.
Lloyd.
Fuck it, I'll drive.
All right, we almost did it. We almost got to 1 o'clock. You almost got us there. You are watching and listening to Mik'd Up. We are brought to you by Sterling Automotive and all of our sponsors. You can get us. You can watch us or listen to us on all podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube live Mondays and Wednesdays from 11 to 1. And we are live from Earl's every Friday. Time is going to change. We're probably going to push it back. I will let you know after this meeting and we get the final times and stuff that we're doing. We're going to get some really cool stuff going on. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend. We love you. See you again on Friday. Peace.
What more? No, I'm kidding.